is you have a lot to prepare for. Back to school, sporting events, family gatherings, and staying on top of your health. The virus that causes COVID-19 continues to evolve. So this fall, no matter what you're prepping for, you can prioritize your family's health and make a game plan for COVID-19 vaccination. Ask your doctor or pharmacist to learn more. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Tired of hearing scary radio ads about the IRS? Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000 or $500,000, we have a solution. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS with zero risk to you. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with a BBB. End your tax nightmare today by visiting TRA.com or call 800-275-3490. That's 800-275-3490.
Must qualify for enrollment. Results may vary.
The views and opinions of the following program are solely those of the host and other contributors. These do not necessarily represent those of Liberty Acquisitions 825, Blue Water Broadcasting, its management, staff, or any advertisers. It's time for Montgomery's conversational radio show. It's news and views on News Talk 93.1 FM. To join the conversation, call 272-9228.
After damning politicians uphill and down dale for many years as rogues, vagabonds, frauds, and scoundrels, I sometimes suspected, like everyone else, I often expect too much of them.
Joey Clark.
Welcome into News and Views in the afternoon. I'm your host, Joey Clark. Eddie Bader in the studio with me. How you doing today, Eddie?
Wonderful, Joey. How are you doing?
I'm all right. I think that is the word. I'm just doing all right.
Yeah?
Well, I had a great time yesterday downtown in Montgomery. I actually went out.
Oh, that's right. The little conference.
Yeah. I went to this whole Coinbase town hall and Stand for Crypto, also a nonprofit down there at the Prevail Union, the coffee place down there. Nice building. It really is. If y'all haven't been down to that whole area, pretty good. And what was great is it was Republicans and Democrats, as well as entrepreneurs. Both gentlemen we've had on the show. Mike Shaw was there for the Republicans, and Phil Penzler was there for the Democrats.
Got along pretty well?
Everybody got along because everybody believes in this technology and what it can do for business, what it can do for development here in the area. And, of course, saw Caroline Dobson down there, saw Attorney General Steve Marshall. I just saw him from afar. I didn't get a chance to really chat with him. Saw our state auditor, Andrew Sorrell, and several other great folks.
Good deal.
Yeah, I don't want to leave anybody out. Saw Jonathan Strange.
Did you?
Good dude.
Did you get to talk to him?
Yeah, he's doing, the owner of XI Repair.
Great guy. Love that guy.
And and everybody's doing well. It was a young crowd. It was a good-looking crowd. I don't know what that was about.
Really?
Yeah. And then I met one guy who's a huge fan, Derek. What's up, Derek? Hope you're listening. Attorney out of Birmingham. Seemed like a real good guy, and he loves you and me.
Oh,
so
good to know an attorney.
Good to meet you yesterday, Derek. So I'm in a good mood, though. Other than I just don't want to drink beer anymore. I woke up this morning I'm not hungover, but I'm just angry, and I'm never angry.
Did you have 3 beers last night?
I had 2 beers and a little glass of wine. Yeah.
A little hungover, are we, Joey?
No, not really. It was more like I just don't feel as good. Yeah, don't get me started on how much I used to put down. Yeah. I'm trying to overcome the shame.
It's the wine, though. It's the wine. I'm telling you.
Right.
Wine and I'm not a big wine fan, but every time I've had just a glass or so of wine, I wake up with a headache, man. Every time.
Well, let's not wait any longer because we have Erica Thomas here of 1819 News, editor-at-large there at 1819 News. Erica, how you doing today?
Howdy, I'm doing great. How are y'all doing?
Very good.
Surviving, doing all right. So tell me about...
Hey, surviving is good in this day.
Yeah, it is. You never know what's coming next.
You really don't. And it's like, I'm not even shocked anymore.
Now, can I ask you a question about something completely random, and we'll get to some of the work you've been doing?
I guess so. That was a random question in itself. So, number 2, I'm ready.
All right. I might have many more random
Oh
questions.
boy.
So
That's all right.
I know you are a well put together woman. Like you're an adult. You know your mind to your p's and q's, but also you know when to speak up. I've gotten to know you. So what do you think of? I think it's an odd endorsement of her, but what do you think of the controversy surrounding Anna Paulina Luna wearing a swimsuit? And everybody's like, just get off this. You can't be in Congress and look that good.
I mean, this is something that I've had to, you know, deal with over my lifetime.
Oh.
I think that, well, I mean, I'll tell you a little story.
Okay.
I remember when I was at UAB, I was in a nonverbal communication class, and it was an interesting class. And I was not being indoctrinated, in case anyone's wondering it. And if they tried, it didn't work. But I was in the class, and I was wearing a white skirt and a blue tank top and an American flag necklace because it was a summer class, and it was nearing the 4th of July.
Mm-hmm.
And my teacher called me out of 300 students and made me stand in front of the class, and she said, what is this girl trying to tell you non-verbally? And one guy yelled out and said, she wants to go on a date. I was like, wow, no.
Oh.
It wasn't a short skirt, just to be clear. It was, you know, past my knees. And I really wanted the message to be, I'm a patriot, and, you know, I love our country. But the message was totally, you know, misread, and it was so embarrassing for me to deal with that. But at the same time, it kind of made the class start focusing on something totally different than what we really should have been. So, like, I get this, and I was very, very pretty, I will say, back in my day, you know, 20 years ago. I think I was, but I was also, you know, a patriot then at UAB, wearing my huge American flag necklace that actually lit up. And so I hate when these kind of things happen because I feel like we're focusing on the wrong thing. Like, you know, I wouldn't wear a bathing suit and post it in any kind of way. Sometimes when I see these American flag bathing suits and bikinis, I'm just like, no, I would not do that. But that's just how I would do things. I don't expect anybody to do things the way I would do them.
Yeah, no.
So
Sorry, go ahead.
I'm sorry.
You go ahead.
I think that it's good in any way to spread patriotism, and, you know, if she wants to rock it that way, then more power to her. She has that right.
Yeah, it's actually an old video, too, that some Democrats pulled up, and I'm like, this is the strangest attack. Like, keep attacking her that way. Go ahead.
Yeah, it says a lot about the people that are saying those things about her, you know, what they're thinking about. And I'm not surprised that those people would choose to sexualize something. So it's really just not very surprising.
So there was a lot of not just patriotic show, but love for Trump, I believe, in your neck of the woods. Tell us about it.
Yeah, well, we had that MAGA boat parade a couple weekends ago, and there were a lot of people that came out for that. Hundreds of people, actually. There was over 200 boats that, you know, went through the Intercoastal Waterway with their Trump flags flying. But now we have for Labor Day weekend of all times, we have a Trump parade for vehicles, and that's planned for August 31st. From Summerdale, and it'll go all the way to the wharf at Orange Beach. And the organizers say they wanted to do this to support Donald Trump as their candidate. So it's going to go down 59, which is going to be, you know, already busy. We've got all this road construction going down here, so everybody be super careful. But if you want to join in on the parade, you can do that, and you can find out all the details in my story on 1819news.com.
Absolutely, and it's especially if you got a boat, if you want to have some fun. I know the boat people as I call them. The boat people love them some Trump. It just seems like I don't know somebody without a boat who dislikes Trump.
Yeah, and even in 2020, there were several parades, across the state, and boat parades were a big thing. I know there was one in Lake Wedowee, where my family lives. There was one in Logan Martin, and then they had the other one down here through the Intercoastal Waterway in 2022, and it's always been a very good turnout. And like I said before, if I hear of any Harris 2024 parades, I'll let you guys know, but I haven't heard of any of that here.
Now, there's one story I heard the show before mentioning the headline, and I just have to ask you about it. Demand for money and to become a sex slave upon release. Former Democrat state senator accused of sexually assaulting Calhoun County Jail inmate. What the H is this?
Well, I always like to point out in stories like this, all parties are innocent until proven guilty.
Sure.
So let's remember that. But this is the claim, and this is all from a civil suit. So there have not been criminal charges yet, but the civil suit, a lady that was in jail in Calhoun County, she was facing 15 years in prison, and she decided to speak with former state senator Doug Gee from Anniston. He was a Democrat back in the day. I think he served in the late or early to late 90s, like during that period. So it's been a while. But he and his family, they have a law firm now. At least two of his daughters work for him. So he went up to the jail to speak with this inmate, and he allegedly, according to this inmate, offered, if you want to pay me $2,500 and be my sex slave, I can definitely get you out of this because I have a long-standing relationship with all the local judges, and I could pull some strings. So,
Wow.
It went on. The second visit, she said that he actually kissed her, touched her, and
Well, and then to be clear, at these visits, this is in a room where attorneys meet with inmates. This is at the jail there in Calhoun County, and she was shackled, right, during those visits.
Yes, and it's important to know there are cameras in every room. Now, Sheriff Matthew Wade said that's part of why this investigation has taken time, because there are cameras. They have to go through hours of footage for that. And so they have all of this evidence. We're going to find out what happened. But like I said, so far, no criminal charges, but the sheriff's office is now investigating, and the sheriff said they take this very, very seriously. So they're listening, they're combing through all this evidence. This is a lot of digital assets that they have to look through to see what really happened.
Well, and it's also not just her word against his. Apparently, it looks like there was a corrections officer who came into the visiting room and sort of stopped what was going on.
Well, that is third-party information. That correction officer has not come forward at this time, but
Okay.
yes, she did say that the reason the alleged assault ended was because this correction officer came in and got her out of the room.
Now, I'm looking at the rap sheet, and it could be she's lying, but that's a pretty vivid imagination, and that's just disgusting. Wow. Talk about taking advantage of people.
Oh, yeah. I mean, if this happened, this guy's 78 years old. She is only 29. I'm sure she would just be dealing with a lot of emotional impact from this. And if this happened, there should definitely be criminal charges filed. We'll be watching, 1819 News will be watching really close to see what happens, and we will update with any updates that come in. We'll post them on 1819news.com.
And again, folks, we're talking to Erica Thomas. She's the editor at large there at 1819news.com. I'm seeing, because, the state is plagued by an issue with access to especially rural health care. And I see you have a story here about Clark County Hospital ending labor and delivery services.
Yes, this is it's really sad for especially people in the area that are expecting now, if they've had the same doctor for a while. This hospital, Grove Hill Memorial Hospital, as of Friday at the end of business, they will no longer offer any inpatient services, including labor and delivery. So any service where you might have to stay over 24 hours, you're not going to get that service there anymore. And the reason for this is that in 2021, Congress passed the Consolidated Appropriations Act. And one of the things they created with that act was a type of hospital that's called a rural emergency hospital. And so to have that designation, you get more federal dollars, about $3 million, but in exchange, you cannot have patients for longer than 24 hours. So they are getting rid of labor and delivery, and this means the people that are living in that area, they'll have to travel at least 80 miles to go anywhere to a hospital setting to give birth.
That's insane. And so this is from incentives of the federal government. That is, wow.
Yes.
That doesn't even make sense.
Well, how's there not other things if we're going to provide incentives for, say, labor and delivery services in rural areas?
Yeah, well, for years, hospitals, rural hospitals especially, were really struggling. They're still struggling. You'll see them go out of business all the time. So this is better than it going out of business, but unfortunately, this is the price they're paying. And now they will only have, they'll have a 24/7 emergency department, the laboratory, diagnostic imaging, respiratory therapy, IV therapy, and other outpatient services, and that includes some of the outpatient patient surgeries. But the labor and delivery part is just, we already have a problem in Alabama that needs to be addressed with fetal deaths and that type of thing, miscarriages. We don't need to sell our souls and let this continue just because we want federal dollars. I feel like it's really sad that that's going to be what our options are.
Really is. And I'm seeing another story. It's the top story there at 1819 News that you wrote up. It doesn't seem like a lot of details right now, but it's Samaj Wilkins, 14, suffered a medical emergency during drills at football practice. Apparently he passed away.
Yes, this is such a sad story. This is a freshman at New Brockton High School. He was playing on the varsity football team. They were having practice Tuesday, and they were doing drills, and during that drill, he collapsed. So, obviously, 911 was called. They came and took him to the hospital, but he passed away at the hospital. And this is at Coffee County School. And the superintendent there did release a statement, but it does not have a lot of details exactly what happened because they still have to do a lot of investigating to see what caused this. There's no indication that he had a pre-existing condition, but I did, look through on social media. I found his parents, and they are just devastated. They seem to be very shocked. They're asking for prayers. And so the school also, they have enacted their crisis response team to counsel the students. And I thought it was really neat, too, that at New Brockton High School, they have pastors that come in and speak to the students. So that was really special. I haven't seen that a whole lot where you actually have faith-based counselors come into the school to help students. But, God is always going to be the answer. He's always going to be the one to provide the comfort. So I think it's great that Coffee County Schools is allowing that to happen.
Yeah, and we'll see, I guess, what happened there. It could have been a freak medical thing, could have been being overworked or not getting enough water, who knows? Would just be speculation on my part. But I appreciate your time today, Erica. I wish sometimes the news, whether it's national or local, was a little more fun. But great reporting. Appreciate it.
Thank you so much. Y'all be sure to check out 1819news.com, and I'll be updating all these stories.
Thank you, Erica. We'll talk again soon. Again, folks, that's Erica Thomas, editor-at-large there at 1819 News. Yeah, I can't imagine. Because, did you play football?
Yeah.
That age?
I think I quit playing when I was 14, 15.
So you didn't play high school ball?
No. Wait, I would have got crushed.
What high school did you go to?
Lee High School.
You could have manned up.
I did. I did spring training and I played for Capitol Heights until.
Wait, so like when you were
grade, and then that was
14,
enough.
would you be on JV at Lee?
No, I'd be on the scrub team of, hey, y'all need somebody to hit. Bring him in.
Oh, we did that at Catholic. I
Yeah.
got my butt whooped.
Yeah.
And those were just the Catholic boys.
Yeah. I had not the talent, nor near the talent.
Yeah, I remember a crackback block. I was doing scrub right outside backer. And crackback block, which was still legal then. and it was one of those things where I hit the ground so quick. It happened so quick. I
Did it
popped
bounce
up.
up?
I bounced up immediately, but people were like, because it was apparently looked
Come around.
violent. People were like, you okay?
Yep.
And I couldn't talk. I was like,
No breath.
Yeah.
Were you drowning?
yeah, and I think like my kidney burst or
Yeah.
something. But yeah, those are fun days.
Oh, yeah.
But I can't imagine. We had some freak things happen when I was a Catholic. Like somebody got cut real bad on a helmet fixture. Like weird stuff, but nothing that crazy.
No, I remember baseball. We had this happened a couple times where we'd have the bat boy or bat girl walk through the on deck circle right as somebody was taking a swing.
Oh no!
I mean, I remember seeing it twice growing up.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh,
Yeah.
ow.
Yeah.
Anyway, this part of the program, let's cheer up a little bit. You know what would cheer me up? Some
What's
good
that?
eating there at Smokehouse Pit Barbecue.
Of course, you're going to get good eating there. And if you go on the weekend, I think it's Friday night, we're going to get entertained too, right?
Yeah, and they've got an open bar, usually live entertainment.
Like that. Yes.
Set them up in the corner there, and of course you can sit down, get your barbecue fixins. They
Yep.
have the original recipes back. But yeah, you can wait around after you eat and just hang out and enjoy the fellowship, enjoy the music and the entertainment, and well, throw a few back for me
Oh,
because
yeah.
I don't want to do it anymore. But
Well,
throw a few back for me. Enjoy.
What if I want some breakfast, though, Joey?
Oh, you could do that. I bet you could go Friday night.
Right.
You could live it up, and then you could go back a little, crusty
Right.
the next morning
Need
and
that
eat that
fix?
wonderful like hangover breakfast.
That's what I'm thinking. Oh, especially the Fat Boy breakfast
Oh,
with all the
man.
meats.
Yeah, and last time Eddie and I went a couple Fridays ago, we're like we could both easily eat a
I think
Fat
we
Boy
ought to try it. I
breakfast.
don't know. Joey, a lot of times when it's on paper,
Hmm.
it's a lot easier to say I can do it than when it's sitting in front of you.
Yeah, but I have to go every once in a while because I start to crave those cheese grits. I don't know what
yeah.
they're putting in them.
Oh, they're delicious.
I think it's a lot of butter and a lot of cream
Oh,
and
no
a lot
doubt.
of cheese.
A lot of cheese, baby.
It's so good. Like they're creamy and delicious. Everything I've tried there, from breakfast sandwiches to biscuits, to the different breakfast meats they have on offer, everything's just fantastic.
Yeah.
It's a true destination, down home, like Southern breakfast. Really good stuff, folks. So whether you're looking for live entertainment in the evenings, around the weekend, or you're looking for a great place for Sunday morning breakfast, check out Smokehouse Pit Barbecue. Of course, they're on Main Street in Millbrook. Main Street in Millbrook, and you can look them up on the Book of Faces.
Yeah.
Just type in Smokehouse Pit Barbecue. And when you stop by, and I know you will because it's that good, be sure to tell them that Joey and Eddie, those fellas on the radio, sent you. Yeah, I mean, the news sometimes is a drag, folks. So what do you think about this weird endorsement of Anna Paulina Luna? Y'all are making fun of me because I kind of had a crush on her for a while.
Well, since you keep bringing it up, I went and looked at the pictures.
Yeah.
I can see why you were attracted to her.
Yeah. Thank you.
I can see that.
Because you're always dogging me
I
out.
can see that. I
for
gotta be
like,
honest. I can
yeah,
see that.
come on, it's just obvious.
I thought her
It's the-
bathing suit was very patriotic.
Yeah, it's some Democrat shared. This is apparently a congresswoman, and I just quoted it. Yeah, she is.
Okay,
Yeah.
here is it a problem because she's a lady? If it were
Maybe.
a dude, would that be okay with them?
Like a ripped dude on the beach.
Or a dude dressed in a female bikini? Is that okay with them? That what they'd rather see than a real, actual woman in a bikini?
Ew.
You saw well.
No, I think that is what they prefer. They want
I
to see
know
their
that's
men
what
in
they prefer.
bikinis, and
They can't handle a real
Right.
good-looking woman,
Yeah, I think you're onto something.
and
there.
she's smart too.
Right, and also young and can pull it off, and also it's like
yeah,
an
she-
8-year-old video.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I mean, got nothing recent.
Yeah, the recent photo she posted was her with her brand new infant, like sitting on the beach next to her
that
hubby.
was a lot more wholesome than
Yeah.
the other one.
Yeah.
I guess she's
Like,
matured.
you can
in-
do both.
in 8 years.
Yeah, you can do both, and it's like,
Maybe that person caused a second
and it's a
one.
lot better than Susan Collins.
Oh, good Lord.
Yeah, like, no, keep your clothes on, please.
Please.
Yeah, there's a lot of people in DC you do not want to see with their clothes off. Like, I like to think these people don't have private parts. We know they do because they're into all sorts of freaky stuff, so they can be compromised. Isn't it weird how many, like, oddballs, not, just somebody that sleeps around or honestly, it happens. You work long hours, you're out of town all the time. I'm not surprised when stuff like that happens. Think about it. Like, there's a reason rock stars have trouble being
I do
faithful.
think about it. Then I remember my marriage vows.
Yeah.
That's right, Joey.
Right. There you go. But it's beyond just like, people are infidelity or adultery. It's gotten into weird, perverse, I think, taste up
Right.
there. And it makes you think, well, maybe these folks are easy to control.
I think
If they have weird
yes.
habits, they're much easier for powerful people to control.
Well, we know that Epstein videoed everything on his island.
Mm-hmm.
We know most of those people have gone to that island. So therefore, we know most of those people have sex tapes out there, and they probably don't want nobody to see them. That's the reason they're doing the things they're doing. And we have not seen who's been to Epstein Island.
Right. And I remember, I've been up to D.C. a few times, and I went up one time, somebody was doing advocacy work. It was during the Obamacare conversation. And it was when Bobby Bright was the congressman. And I remember going to his office, Sessions' office, Shelby's office.
Yeah.
And I remember as I walked out of the hotel, I had to go meet Bobby Bright before the guy who I was actually with, because he was running late or something. So I was going to stall and talk to the congressman. And so I left the hotel early, and I'm walking, and I noticed to my right some like troll next to me. And I'm like, who's this? And I go, oh my God, that's Barney Frank.
Really?
Ew. And I just
You didn't
went,
talk to him just so you could
no,
hear
I
that?
did. I went,
So you could hear that?
nice day,
No.
Congressman. Good to see you. He goes, yeah,
No, no.
yeah, it is a nice day. It is a
Damn it,
nice
God.
day. But do you remember Trump's tweet about Barney Frank?
I don't remember in particular.
I've got it right here in front of me.
Nice.
I started thinking about like how folks, I just don't want to even imagine these people are into anything. Well, Trump in 2011, in December of 2011, tweeted this. And I want him to start doing this again because it's just perfect. It's like, you can't be hot and a woman in Congress and post yourself in bikinis, and you can't be president and be actually funny. Barney Frank looked disgusting. Nipples protruding in his blue shirt before Congress. Very, very disrespectful. And if you want to know what Trump's talking about,
Those ain't nipples protruding. He looks like Meatloaf in that movie. Never mind.
oh, it's so gross.
Yeah, he looks like Meatloaf.
Yeah. And just,
That's just
but that's one of the best tweets I think I've ever seen in politics.
I don't appreciate the nipples protruding.
Yeah, very, very disrespectful. Like, put a shirt on that's thicker than that, man. Stop it with those protruding nips.
Get a bro.
But the stupid things people get all riled up about. And, honestly, folks, this is part of the political game. We could talk policy like this Kamala policy come down that to stop inflation.
Yeah.
We're going to stop price gouging. Because it's just big corporations are the ones that are the reason these prices are so high, Eddie.
I got to call BS on that, Joey.
What, price controls don't work? Well, just keep the
not
price
only
a
do
certain
price
level.
controls not work, but the inflation is caused by the person who said she's going to stop the inflation by going after these big companies.
Right.
These big companies don't really price gouge all that much.
See, I likened it this morning to they break your leg, they give you a crutch, and then the crutch breaks, and you break your back. That's what's going to happen with these price controls.
Yeah.
It's going to be shortages all over again. Like, this is nonsense. And Kamala Harris has never had to run a business, never had to make a profit.
That's why and most of these hadn't. That's why they make these stupid statements like this, and that's why we end up with these
Well, and
ridiculous
I know
policies.
it's rude of me to say, but I'm sorry. Y'all are villains in an Ayn Rand novel. You're parasites.
Actually, they are. What do they produce? Give me something.
All
they
your
produce.
revenue is by taking it from
Yes.
other people who produce.
Right. And giving it to others that don't.
And it's one thing like you learned how to produce or you worked really hard and then all of a sudden you got in government. But if your whole career has been on the taxpayer dime, who the hell are you to tell folks who are actually producing the wealth that's paying your salary for all these years how to go about trying to make a buck?
Makes them a
And
grifter.
that tends to be the problem here.
Yeah.
I really wish, and I don't think we're going to get it, Trump made an allusion to him the other day in that Elon conversation, but we need a Javier Milei.
Oh, you ain't kidding. You ain't kidding.
A fuega, or whatever it is.
But the more you hire government employees, the less likely you'll ever end up with Javier Milei, because they're not going to vote for someone that's going to fire them.
Well, it needs to happen.
Oh, I agree.
This is
but
why
it
you and I
needs to
both
happen.
like Vivek. Like,
Right.
He wanted to do the Milei.
I'm
I think that's
still
what
for
our
it.
nation needs.
But as long as our government continues to grow,
Right. See, you can talk about the policy stuff, but let's be honest. The personality stuff, including sex appeal, or lack thereof, is a very real thing.
oh yeah,
And how you're selling yourself to win a popularity contest. So obviously this is going to play more and more, especially as people get younger and younger.
how can you win a popularity contest when Biden did it when you don't even go out and talk to the populace?
That's true. Well, she is. Kamala is. She's reading off the teleprompter, and look at all the happy people.
I saw some happy people around her conference last night. I guess it was that were people were getting arrested. The Palestinian or anti-Palestinian protesters, pro-Palestinian protesters.
Well, and somebody
Whatever
did
they
put a nice juxtaposition together on the Twitter where it was a bunch of like Midwestern white people, liberals, singing what sounded in the style of like Peter, Paul, and Mary folk music.
Puff the Magic Dragon.
Like, we're not going away, we're here to stay. And then next to it, they had Anna Paulina Luna in her swimsuit to Barracuda. Barracuda. I'm like, whatever that politics is,
Right,
more of that.
I'm with
More
that.
heart and hot women dancing to rock music. All right?
So simple-minded, Joey. So simple-minded.
If you're trying to sell me in a way that's not
Right.
rational, I'm with that all day, every day. And then her policies are also great, and she wants to find out what's the deal with all the aliens.
What?
I'm sold. I'm sold.
If it were only that easy, Joey.
Nipples protruding, so disgusting.
Stop. You're making me embarrassed.
Let's go to line one. You're on there. Who's this?
Red Top,
Hey, Red Top.
and the buzzword, and he stick to his message and get back to all that. Well, I listened to his rally yesterday. He's doing exactly that,
Yeah.
of all the other stuff, and right to the point, and it was damn good.
Yeah. We
And
got the
same
clips
way.
coming up. You're
He's
breaking
sticking to
up
the
every
message.
once in a while, man. Like
Yeah, you're breaking up really bad there, Red Top.
Wait, let me step over a little bit. Is this any better?
A lot
a
better.
little better. Yeah.
Good. I was, now, the issue to me is everybody better go to the bank or go to the ATM and get some cash, because them 300 big old chunks of rocket floating around are going to start hitting satellites, and nobody's going to have no money, are they?
Hope that'll be the case, but
This is a reality, guys. I would be very prepared. And we didn't mention this, but when Regions went down altogether, all the debit cards, that was last week.
that's last week.
Yeah.
I think a week or two before that, another, it wasn't a local bank, but another big bank took a hit like that where they were down. And
Hey,
a couple weeks
buddy.
before that, Cash App was down.
You can't get any money out of these institutions. If this happens, that would scare the hell out of me. And who knows how long it would last. But, you know, with everything up in the cloud and all that, I'd be very wary. Now, one thing, another important health alarm, Joey, and everybody, the Ozempic scandal goes on with the semaglutides, because Monday they announced, because of the increased obesity, actually obesity has gone up 57% in America.
I believe it. A lot of fatties. out there.
Alarming rising rate of cancers in people under 40 due to obesity.
Damn.
So this is going to be all GI cancers, which is obvious what the cause is. And here's what the scam is, Joey. Now they're going to start advertising Ozempic to prevent cancer.
Oh, God.
This is dangerous. And, you know, they're not telling anybody to lose weight, are they?
No, but that's people go to the doctor to be absolved of their health sins, not to be told to repent and do better.
Yes, this amazes me. Nobody has, and of course, big food and big pharma, the last thing they want is us to stop eating their trash and taking their pills. But there is a pill for everything now. Of course, you guys scream a lot of TV, but I watch Antenna TV. 99% of the commercials are drugs, and the rest are lawyers.
Yeah, Big Pharma is like controls legacy corporate media.
Yep.
And the side effects.
Yeah.
Good God. It's more pleasant to die than take these medicines.
Yeah, like
You know
Jardian said, it's like you could have a rare infection of the perineum.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's wonderful.
No, that was really bizarre.
Like, how did Joey go? Well, you know that area
rare
downtown?
infection.
Got infected.
Yeah.
Joey, and everybody I've talked to today, without exception, does not listen to any news. I said, y'all listen to the news? No, I hadn't listened in 4 years. 4 out of 4 people I asked this morning said, how are you supposed to know what the hell's going on? They don't care. We got a big problem, guys. And, I'm an old fart. Even though I'm no longer a curmudgeon, Joey, so you got something to look forward to. When you're 60, people will call you curmudgeon, but by the time you get 70, they won't call you that no more. I had figured that out.
No,
Maybe you can help me out with that.
You're still a curmudgeon. It's very odd.
Oh, no, I don't. You can't jump in now. I done past that age.
It's not an age thing. It's not.
Keep them push-ups going, buddy. Roll Tide, go Truck.
See you, Red Top.
Let's hit a break. But first, this part of the program brought to you by Dylan Rings. And there at Dylan Rings, Josh and Leslie Ryder are ready to help you out with that incredible selection of theirs at Dylan Rings.
Did you see their post this morning?
Yeah, I'm looking at it right now. What is
Gorgeous.
that like a breakfast?
It's a way, I think, if you're going to propose to someone, and you kind of, you hide the ring.
Yeah, it's like
So
an
you got it in
eggs
like
and bananas. Is that like toast? And oh my goodness, that looks good.
It does look good.
But what they're saying today at Dylan Rings is picking out what jewelry to wear is just as important as breakfast. Getting that right bit of sparkle can set your mood for the day, just like that muffin or cup of coffee can break your fast and get you going. Dylan Rings can help you array yourself with just the right shot of color and sparkle to energize your spirit and set you off on the right footing. And it is. It's all about fashions, a lot about confidence and like just feeling good because you look good. And of course, they have everyday jewelry items there that aren't going to break the bank or break your heart if, you're going hiking or to the beach or something, but it still looks great.
Right.
Or it could be you're looking for those high dollar items, those like antique styles. Of course, they can do custom design work, spa treatments to make that jewelry sparkle like it's brand new again. Repairs, including watch repairs, they do it all there at Dylan Rings. So check them out today. You can always go to DylanRings.com or just search Dylan Rings on the Book of Faces or Instagram. Or I really recommend stopping by that brand new renovated showroom. They're at 119 Brown Springs Road here in Montgomery, just off of Atlanta Highway. And where Atlanta Highway and Taylor Road meet, where AUM is. And be sure to tell Josh and Leslie that Joey, that fella on the radio, sent you.
He may not know whether he's coming or going, but whether you're going to work or coming home, Greg Budell is there. Mornings 6 till 9 and afternoons 3 till 6. Only on News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
Hi, this is Bo Goodson from the Goodson Group with your updated market report. Through 7 months of 2024, over 2,900 homes have sold and closed in the River region. The average price was $260,000, and 60% of these homes sold in 60 days or less. Since mortgage rates have dropped over a point, buyers can save thousands of dollars in payments of what it would have been just 8 weeks ago. The supply of homes has increased, giving buyers more choices than they've had all year. To identify your next home, focus on what's important to you as features that will make the move worthwhile. By getting pre-approved with a local lender, hiring the best home inspector, and most importantly, hiring an experienced buyer agent will make it all go smoothly. For a list of 17 essential buyer agent services and a list of the best lenders and local inspectors, call Bo Goodson from the Goodson Group at 221-2883 or 551-0225.
For too long, Alabama's statewide news companies have shamed us for our conservative Christian values. Alabama deserves a news company that cherishes our culture, a company that isn't bought and paid for by the powers that be. 1819 News is that company. Run by Alabamians for Alabamians, 1819 News celebrates what is good and beautiful about our state, while exposing those who work against our values in secret. Just go to 1819news.com to learn more. Subscribe to our newsletter. That's 1819news.com.
Hi there, I'm Kim Williams with Alabama Home Mortgage. For years, I've been asking you to call me at Alabama Home Mortgage because there is a difference in mortgage companies. When you call Alabama Home Mortgage, from the moment we pick up the phone, you will hear the difference. We are passionate about what we do. To us, you're not just another applicant. When you call on us, you are trusting that we have your best interest at heart, and we do. We treat our customers like family, and that's why our customers turn into family, coming back to us time and time again. We know you have many options when it comes to mortgage financing, and we appreciate the opportunity to earn your business. We are excited to hear from you. Give Alabama Home Mortgage a call at 567-4223. That's 567-4223. Or visit us online at myalabamahomemortgage.com to complete an application on your time. Our passion is just one difference that sets us apart from the rest. It's not just a slogan. Call Alabama Home Mortgage because, folks, there is a difference in mortgage companies. NMLS 1586-368, Equal Housing Lender.
Rich Thomas Weather, a service of Riverside Chevrolet Wetumpka. If it's Chevy, it's Riverside. Best price, best selection. Check them out on the web at riversideusa.net.
Everybody, our hot August weather pattern will continue not only through the weekend, but I think through early next week as well. High temperatures will be in the mid to upper 90s. We'll have triple-digit heat indices, of course, and lows at night in the low to mid 70s. And yes, there will be showers and thunderstorms on the radar every day, but your chances of seeing one in your town are relatively small. They will be random and widely separated. From the Blue Water Weather Center, this is Rich Thomas.
John Bobo with Capital Tractor. Don't miss our great package deal right now on a 25 horsepower Kubota tractor with front end loader and more. All for 0% APR 84 months with approved credit.
Now through September 30th, 2024. See Capital Tractor or go to KubotaUSA.com for more details.
We get Montgomery talking 24 hours a day. The River Region's most trusted voice. News Talk 93.1 FM, WHEV.
Kamala Harris touches, turns bad. It all turns bad. San Francisco was a great city. Now it's unlivable. California was a great state. Now it's unlivable. She breaks everything just like she broke the border, broke our economy. But soon we are going to fix every single problem Kamala Harris and Joe Biden have created. And we are going to save our country. We are going to save America. We're going to save America. Now, this is a little bit different day because this isn't around. We're talking about a thing called the economy. They wanted to do a speech on the economy. A lot of people are very devastated by what's happened with inflation and all of the other things. So we're doing this as a intellectual speech. You're all intellectuals today. Today we're doing it, and we're doing it right now, and it's very important. They say it's the most important subject. I think crime is right there. I think the border is right there, personally. We have a lot of important subjects because our country has become a third world nation. We literally are a third world nation. We're a banana republic in so many ways, and we're not going to let that happen because we're starting a free fall. But from today and from the day I take the oath of office, we will rapidly drive prices down and make America affordable again. We're going to make it affordable again.
Now, that's Trump yesterday in Asheville, North Carolina.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the message is the right message to be sending out.
Oh, yeah.
But the pollster, Nate Silver, said the polls, if we had to go to the polls today, Kamala would win. He then said the polls have often underestimated Trump before.
Yes.
And honestly, I like this. Lower your expectations, folks.
Are you the mayor all of a sudden?
No, lower your expectations, and then all of a sudden we might be surprised. I'd rather Trump be the underdog. Why not? It's because it's been that system up against him from day one. We're never going to be part of the cool kids club. They are always going to consider you barbarians. So just get over that. They're never going to admit when they've been caught in all sorts of depravity and lies. They will never
don't
give
believe
in.
What you're seeing.
Yeah, Trump wasn't shot. Okay.
Right. I still can't get over that. And how is that, not to be funny, but how is that not like a mainstream news item? How is that not people freaking out? Because you remember not too long ago, AI got busted about the whole racism deal. And that went to a skyrocketing news story suddenly.
Because nothing can be trusted, including the stuff that's incredibly untrustworthy. Like, as Red Top said, I think there was a big grain of truth to that. I think a lot of folks just tune this stuff out.
Oh, there's no doubt. I run into people like that all the time. Because, and a part of it is, for one, it's overwhelming. For two, they don't know what to believe.
Now, somebody laid out with inflation, like, they keep saying, oh, best inflation report. And it's like, what do you mean? They're like, imagine somebody's gaining weight.
Mm-hmm.
And over the last, say, 3.5, 4 years, somebody's gained a lot of weight. It would be like somebody who's gained a lot of weight saying, yeah, in 2021, I gained 15 pounds. In 2022, I gained 9 pounds. In 2023, I gained 5 pounds. And in 2024, I gained 2 pounds. I'm doing better. It's like, no,
not really.
You're still a lot fatter, and you're getting fatter still.
You're still getting larger.
So it's just, it's not rational. It's lying. And price controls is going to fix it, really?
No, you know as well as I do.
Look, they wheeled out Pop in somewhere.
Oh, he's back to his normal size again.
Here's J.D. Vance talking about the inflation issue, taking a question on it, I believe.
Sir. The New York Times, I wanted to ask you about the latest economic news from this morning with inflation now being under 3%, the lowest rate since mid-2021. What is your...
J.D. Vance, I will kiss you on the mouth if you say to that reporter, ask me that question again, but say it with your chest. What? I would like to be... Say it with your chest, man.
Reaction to that news?
Well, I think the crowd reaction says it all.
I'm going to back it up here because sorry for my outburst.
21. What is your sort of reaction to that news? I wanted to ask you about the latest economic news from this morning with inflation now being under 3%, the lowest rate since mid-2021. What is your sort of reaction to that news?
Well, I think the crowd reaction says it all. Look, when they say that inflation is down, they mean from a baseline where groceries are already 30% more expensive than they were when Donald Trump was president.
Correct.
Yep.
And they're not saying it's coming down. They're just saying it's not going up as fast as it was 3 years ago. That is not a reputation or a record to brag on. That's a record to be ashamed of. Why did it take them so long to get inflation to where it is, and why are prices so high? It's because Kamala Harris failed to do her job. So if they want to go around, and this is, it's funny. Kamala Harris, on the one hand, will say, on day one, we're going to tackle the affordability crisis. And like I said earlier, Kamala Harris has been the vice president for 3.5 years. And I think, ladies and gentlemen, she's in effect been the acting president because we all know Joe Biden isn't home. So she's been the one controlling government policy for 3.5 years. She says she wants to tackle the affordability crisis on day one. And then on the other hand, she'll say, oh, we've already got inflation under control. Well, which is it, Kamala? Which is it? The simple truth is American credit card debt is getting higher. Americans are finding the basic necessities of middle-class life less affordable. Americans are becoming, especially young people, are becoming paupers in their own country. If we don't do better, our young generation, they're not going to own anything. They're not going to have anything. They're going to be renters in the country that their parents and grandparents built. Inflation is a disaster. Kamala Harris does not have a leg to stand on.
J.D. Vance, folks, and Vance will be debating funnel cake.
That's right.
Dad. Tim Walz.
Something I read that I don't understand. He accepted the challenge or the invitation. I thought it was a given. Why do you have to accept it? I thought this is what's going to happen.
Because everybody's trying to posture like
that's what it is. Just posturing.
I want to do it, but I know you're too chicken to do it, and it's just like,
But again, to me, that should be a standard. Okay, we've got two candidates. These are the set debates we will have. That should be just period.
Right.
It shouldn't be up to one to invite the other. And what's going on up there? That's got to be. I know this never happened to you, Joey.
What?
Where you have been fired from a job and forced to introduce your replacement.
Oh yeah.
And you got to stand there and act like you're just loving every minute. And that old poor OSOB, that's exactly what he'd have to do. Whether he's out of it or not, that's a soul killer right there.
And she's literally just giving the same speech.
Oh, it's awful, man. Just without the sound.
I'm reading the closed captioning.
Right.
It's just, and we're going to call out others for deceptive marketing and illegally inflating the cost of drug. Okay,
You could
deceptive
just-
marketing. I'm sure you know what that is.
You can look at her, though, and just see the lack of sincerity. There might as well be an AI robot up there.
Oh, goodness gracious.
And Pop.
Yeah, Biden just standing by. Yeah, they took me out of this thing.
Yeah, wasn't it yesterday, maybe the day before, where he kind of came out and admitted, yeah, they pushed me out. Now I got to go celebrate her.
Mm-hmm. And all the great things we did. Well, we're going to fix all the stuff we did. Okay.
Right. I sure would
And
like I'd like to know the dirt they got on Pop.
I guess enough Americans are so programmable.
Yeah.
That you could get a critical mass, you could sell them anything.
What? Something you found out earlier and you shared with me. How many people don't know about Trump's attempted assassination?
Yeah.
That's
Any details?
shocking to me.
And then Tim Walz, the VP candidate for Harris, he described himself at a fundraiser. He's been saying this. It got me triggered the other day. He said, quote, "I feel like one of my roles is now to be the anti-Tommy Tuberville, to show that football coaches are not the dumbest people."
Okay.
Walz was a defensive coordinator at Mankato West High School. He was a defensive coordinator at a high school. Of course, Coach Tuberville was head coach at Hermitage High School in Hermitage, Arkansas, before coaching Division I programs at Ole Miss, Auburn, Texas Tech, and
Thank
Cincinnati.
An
Whoops,
actual
Saban.
coach, not a
Several times in
volunteer.
a row.
Right. Not as some volunteer at a high school. An actual paid coach.
Well, here's what Coach Tuberville tweeted out. "Speaking of an embarrassment to the coaching profession, Tim Walz deserted his military unit when he found out they were deploying to Iraq. Walz had the police abandon precincts while his cities burned in 2020, and Walz had tampon dispensers installed in boys' bathrooms. He doesn't need to worry about speaking on behalf of coaches. Hashtag tampon Tim."
Right.
But this is the world we're living in, where the smallest mediocrities can act like big men, because I guess enough of the folks voting are like, well, he's so mediocre, it reminds me of myself. And how dare people remind us of that? Okay. Keep living this way. We'll see how it turns out. 272-9228. Let's try line one. You're on there. Who's this?
Soldier Boy.
Hey, Soldier Boy.
Hey, you're right. Tommy Tuberville coached what, Division 1A, top 10 team, and he did high school?
And wasn't even the head coach.
Right.
He wasn't
He's
even
a
the defensive
volunteer.
coordinator of the head coach. Well, he might lie and say he was the head coach. He called a couple plays.
No, he's one of these guys who hangs around the weight room too long, and,
Yep.
and like he sneaks in a
Yep.
pardon me, a nut tap on a 16-year-old. That doesn't make you a man.
Yep.
Makes you a creep.
Exactly. I tell you, do you like his two-hand wave?
Oh,
he needs to get two shots in each one of his cheeks of his rear end and go down to Montgomery. Was that man's face and get some testosterone shots? He needs some masculinity.
Yeah,
Oh, my
twinkle
God.
toes Tim.
Yeah.
You think those shots would help him?
No.
Think his testosterone's a little low?
No.
You mean he's got a 0.0 in the masculinity department? Yeah. Boy, poor Pete. Tampon. And you know what's so funny is Google. I Googled yesterday. I didn't realize how one-sided Google is for the left.
Yep.
Because every time I Googled something, tampon Pete in there, it was a justification for it. Well, I think that's a great guy. He's thinking forward. I mean,
Yeah. No, they've programmed humans just like they program their AI to do whatever they want.
yeah, for 2 or 3 pages, I couldn't find anything negative about tampon. I put tampon Tim on there, and every single hyperlink was associated with how great that idea was, putting tampons in the boys' bathrooms. There must be a lot of fights and bloody noses going on up to those schools in Minnesota. Must be a lot of fighting up there. Because that's the only thing they don't menstruate, guy. It's just, he might though. Tim might do that.
Yeah, I
You
don't
think he's
even
gonna?
know.
Is he gonna debate? You think?
Yes, they're debating. Vance and Walz are debating October 1st.
Dude, that's not even a contest.
Yeah, we'll see how it goes. Yeah, I'm happy to be in a point of Trump's going to lose and let him shock and surprise the world.
Oh my God! I tell you, Trump's toning it down on beating there. He's going strictly like he's been told by his peers. You know, to stick to your facts and stick to the the certain
Well, and he
things.
just rehired Corey Lewandowski, trying to bring back the magic of 15-16.
Really?
Yeah,
That's interesting.
Think that's
So-
going to be good or bad?
no, I think that's a good thing.
Yeah.
It's a good thing.
Like
for the numbers.
he can reel him in a little bit when he gets a little out there.
Well, no, I think it's going to be more how do you get the messaging out constantly. But I appreciate the call, Soldier Boy. Got to run.
See you, Soldier Boy.
Let's hit the top of our break.
All right.
We'll be right back.
Broadcasting from the Riverside Chevrolet Master Control Center, this is WACV Cusada, News Talk 93.1 FM. When it's Chevy, it's Riverside.
With SRN News, I'm John Scott. Donald Trump asking the judge in his New York hush money criminal case to delay his sentencing until after the November presidential election. A lawyer for the former president suggested that sentencing Trump as scheduled on September 18th would amount to election interference. Hurricane Ernesto barreling toward Bermuda after leaving hundreds of thousands of people in Puerto Rico without power or water as sweltering heat envelops the U.S. territory. A hurricane warning is in effect for Bermuda, with Ernesto expected to pass near or over the island on Saturday. Ernesto is forecast to become a major Category 3 hurricane on Friday and drop between 4 to 8 inches of rain in Bermuda. The Dow had 507 points, the NASDAQ composite adding 365. This is SRN News.
Our government has engorged itself on borrowed money. Now we are over $30 trillion in debt. If this bubble finally implodes, many Americans would be left penniless and heartbroken. For example, what happens if state and federal pension funds go broke? Or if 401ks and IRAs get cut in half due to hyperinflation? Hi, I'm Lance Wallnow, news analyst, best-selling author, and evangelical leader to millions of people just like you. People who understand something big is coming. Now's the time to prepare with a physical gold IRA from Birch Gold Group. Precious metals are among the most proven hedges you can make. They're even better inside a tax advantage account. To get a free info kit on gold IRAs, text the word FAITH, F-A-I-T-H, to 989898. Birch Gold Group is the only gold company I trust. Get their free info kit and see why a gold IRA can help you. There are no strings attached, so just text FAITH to the number 989898 right now, and I pray you are blessed with continued prosperity.
The Rich Thomas Weather Network, brought to you by Alabama Wholesale Lumber. Alabama Wholesale Lumber, the best quality building materials in the river region for decades. From common builds to special orders and local delivery. Call Alabama Wholesale Lumber.
Well, hi, everybody. Our hot August weather pattern will continue not only through the weekend, but I think through early next week as well. High temperatures will be in the mid to upper 90s. We'll have triple-digit heat indices, of course, and lows at night in the low to mid 70s. And yes, there will be showers and thunderstorms on the radar every day, but your chances of seeing one in your town are relatively small. They will be random and widely separated. From the Blue Water Weather Center, this is Rich Thomas.
Whether you're buying a home or auto or consolidating debt, CB&S Bank's personal loans get you where you need to go. Go to cbsbank.com to find a location near you or apply online today. All loans subject to credit approval, member FDIC, and equal housing lender.
From the Blue Water Broadcasting News Center, here's today's top stories. A Montgomery man has been sentenced to life in prison for murdering his own grandmother. 31-year-old John Michael Perryman broke into Evelyn Perryman's Gateway Court home and beat her to death in June of 2019. Evelyn Perryman had recently filed an eviction notice against him, stating that he had failed to pay rent and would not work. Montgomery police have arrested one burglary suspect while another escaped after an early Wednesday morning pursuit. Following a brief chase, the suspect's vehicle crashed on Cherry Hill Road and the two men fled on foot. Police apprehended and charged Joseph Reeves for an August 12th burglary. The other suspect was able to escape. According to new data from the Alabama Department of Public Health, Montgomery County has the highest rate of new HIV cases in the state. Montgomery County reported 39 new HIV diagnoses in the first half of this year. The majority of the cases were among black men in the age 30 to 39 group. From the Blue Water Broadcasting News Center, I'm Sky Mosley.
This hour of news and views is brought to you by our good friends at Alabama Home Mortgage. Alabama Home Mortgage, 567-4223. Visit them on the web at myalabamahomemortgage.com. NMLS number 1586368, an equal housing lender.
Who's there? It's Bill, the electrician, here to make your home burglar-proof. Oh, thank goodness. I thought maybe you were an intruder. No, ma'am. I'm a burglar's worst nightmare.
If your house doesn't have sufficient outdoor lighting, it's a prime target for intruders. That's why you should call Crosby Electric today.
How's it going, Bill? Just fine, ma'am. See, when your intruder trips this wire, it grabs him by the foot and hangs him upside down. Really?
The experts at Crosby Electric will install lighting that not only discourages intruders, but also makes it safer for you and your guests to navigate around steps, pools, and other tripping hazards.
Bill, is that contraption safe? Oh, sure. It's disarmed now, but... Bill! Like I said, I'm a burglar's worst nightmare. I see. You mind cutting me down, ma'am?
Avoid your worst nightmare. Call the outdoor lighting experts at Crosby Electric or visit crosbyelectric.com.
I'm Hannah Grantham, and together with Eddie Bader, we are your listing specialists with Forest Meadows Homes and Land.
We know the Tri-County market like the back of our hands. As listing experts, we use top-notch marketing strategies to ensure your home gets the attention it deserves.
And when we say top-notch, we mean it. Professional photos, compelling descriptions, and a dedicated approach that truly stands out in today's market.
We're committed to providing the highest level of service and expertise.
So if you're ready to sell, why settle for less when you can have the best? Give me a call today at 334-368-6358.
Because your home deserves the best.
The Health and Wealth Show. The Health and Wealth Show. The show so nice, we said it twice. Weekday evenings at 6 on News Talk 93.1 WACD. The Health.
Break it up, son. Joke's over, hey?
Hey, folks, thank you for making CTE Outdoor Power a preferred dealer and Hustler one of the most popular riding mowers. Recently, I met a couple from Evergreen who discovered us because friends recommended both CTE and Hustler. They heard our team of friendly, helpful professionals would guide them to the Hustler model that's the best fit for them, and that because we support all the products we sell, we take the hassle out of future needed parts and service. They like Hustler because of the highest quality and warranty, and that we partner with Hustler to offer 0% interest financing. Now, if you haven't discovered Hustler and CTE yet, now is the perfect time because this month, when you mention this ad, we'll pay the sales tax when you purchase any new riding mower. Folks, can you get all that anywhere else? CTE Outdoor Power, I-85 at Perry Hill Road and CTEOutdoorPower.com.
The views and opinions of the following program are solely those of the host and other contributors. These do not necessarily represent those of Liberty Acquisitions 825, Blue Water Broadcasting, its management, staff, or any advertisers. It's time for Montgomery's conversational radio show. It's news and views on News Talk 93.1 FM. To join the conversation, call 272-9228.
Welcome back to News and Views in the afternoon. I can slowly feel my sanity slipping away. Just seeing the old man up there.
Yeah.
Speaking.
Well, now's when they start messing with him. He's got nothing to lose anymore. He'll start letting it fly.
Yeah, and folks were sharing this very short clip to describe what's going on in America. Some rudely have said this is kind of the feminizing of America. I'll let you decide whether that's a fair characterization.
I think our reverence for the truth might have become a bit of a distraction that is preventing us from finding consensus and getting important things done.
Our reverence for the truth has been...
I think our reverence for the truth might have become a bit of a distraction that is preventing us from finding consensus and getting important things done.
Our reverence for the truth is a problem. So what's true isn't important anymore.
Right.
It's what you can create consensus around. Oh, so like noble lies or big lies. That it may not be true, but everybody agrees. And if you disagree, then you're the one who's divisive.
And that's coming from someone who's leading a news organization, NPR. But they're openly telling you that we're just not going to be able to tell.
Yeah, that's the woman who runs NPR.
Yeah, we're just not going to be able to do that anymore.
You think it's fair to call this the feminization of America?
No, it's just the more dumbing down.
Yeah. I think that's the wrong tact. I think there are a lot of a-holes of both sexes that would love to make everything about what the consensus is, which is just another way of saying what the powerful people decide what's true.
Right. But also that takes a lot of to get anything done, it takes work. That takes a lot of the work out of it. Just forget about getting down to the truth. Let's forget about finding the root cause.
Right.
Let's just go with this. Well, again, that's the kind of situation we found ourselves in now.
But, speaking of people, in particular women, that run big media organizations, do you know who this lady is named Dana Walden?
Off the top of my head, I do not.
She is a senior Disney executive whose duties happen to include hosting the upcoming presidential debate between Trump and Harris on ABC.
I know who you're speaking of now, yes.
And here's Kamala Harris on with Drew Barrymore. Oh,
come on, man.
It's been a long time since Julia Gulia was good looking. Anyway, let's listen in.
Is it true you got set up on a blind date?
Yes.
Okay, is it true that you might have Googled him before?
So my best friend, who was like a sister to me, called me up and she's like, I need you to go out with this guy. And she's very bossy, as best friends should be. Don't Google him, just trust me and go out with him. And I said, okay, and then I Googled him.
Her best friend who's very bossy is Dana Walden.
Mm-hmm.
It's a big club and you ain't in it.
Yeah.
And I don't care how many billions of dollars you have, whether you're Donald Trump or Elon Musk, you still ain't in the club. So that's the network, the only network they want to be on. While they claim Trump's the one who's chicken.
Well,
I want a divorce from these people. I don't want to have rule over you, and I don't want you to rule over me. I want a separation from these awful people. And I'm not talking about the everyday man on the street or everyday woman on the street. I'm tired of these elitists that tell you in their own words the truth doesn't matter anymore. It's just whatever we say. We're going to shove it down your throat as we screw you over. Whether we're sending your sons and daughters off to die in some stupid war or we're stealing your money, stealing you blind, even when you're trying to put together a savings. Even if you're red top, taking out cash, that cash is getting devalued by the day, sir. I'm tired of these folks. I don't want to rule over them. I wish you well, but leave us alone. But they won't leave us alone. So what options do we have? Yeah, somebody asked me earlier today, how do you get through this, Joey? It's like, I don't. I get angry because I'm genuinely pissed off. I'm tired of the big club. It just sets all the standards. ABC's response to this, by the way, is ABC's journalists uphold the highest journalistic standards.
What's that even mean, though?
Well, like the standards you had when, you're pushing the vax or...
Right. So I'm saying, what's that even mean?
Standards you have when, the military contractors, have you on the hook.
It's like when they're,
all these standards that we have.
Our policies do this. Our policies do that.
The standards that we have when we all use the same exact terminology to program the dumb masses.
Yeah.
Yeah, journalistic standards. So here's what Trump's dealing with, but here's Trump yesterday. Let's see how he's doing.
Kamala Harris won't end the economic crisis. She will only make it worse. And why hasn't she done it? She talks about it. She's doing a plan. You know, she's going to announce it this week, maybe. She's waiting for me to announce it so she can copy it. Like, remember a couple of days ago?
With the no tips, no taxing, no taxes on tips.
Right.
They're not going to follow through with it. You literally helped pass the bill that gave us more IRS agents to investigate people for making money off things like tips, or to get all up in somebody's Venmo or Cash App.
Thank you. Because that, you remember, that happened. I remember that happened with me. It happened with a lot of other people.
Well, and there were a lot of, at that Coinbase thing, there are a lot of Democrats there, and they're good people, and I think they want what's good for the local community. But what the hell has your party been doing nationally? I would say the same to a lot of the Republican establishment. If you actually care about this new thing, what the heck have you been doing for 3.5 years? Why have you been holding things over people's heads without giving clear rules? It's because there aren't any rules. Right. You like it that way. Yep. It gives you the discretion to do whatever the hell you need to do in whatever moment. It's arbitrary power, otherwise called tyranny. And it's across the board. They lie, they steal, they cheat, and then they claim they're the moral exemplars that everybody should look up to, and millions buy into it. Again, I want a divorce. I want a peaceful separation. I'm tired of this crap. And I'm tired of being told, well, this is the conversation. No, it's not an honest conversation. It's bad faith piled on top of bad faith. It's lie and manipulation piled on top of lie and manipulation. So you can continue to exploit everyday people.
Mm-hmm.
So how about maybe a solution? Now, before the solution, how about a palate cleanser?
Ooh, okay.
Because, you know, when the world's gone mad and you're not going to get your way, the collective, the genius collective and the elite have decided, well, here's what's best for you. Freedom really just means being shackled to doing the right things we want you to do. Okay, conformity is freedom. Appreciate it. You know, war is peace, freedom is slavery, all these things.
Right.
But do you remember the time Alex Jones was on View?
It was a good time.
It was when Charlie Sheen went a little nuts. Oh, Charlie, I've seen your hernia.
I do remember.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, The View invited Alex Jones on.
The radio show host and close friend of Charlie Sheen, the man he was talking to, Alex Jones. Welcome.
Thanks for having me. If I could just say one thing, I've known Charlie for about 6.5 years. He's never drunk alcohol, used drugs in front of me. He's been completely clean for almost a decade until about 7 months ago.
And by the way, this only lasts about 2 minutes, and they're like, get out of here.
Now he's come off the drugs and the alcohol, which is almost like, you know, being off your meds. It has the same effect. So he's supercharged. He's angry. He's focused. And I know that when they interviewed him at his house, because I talked to him, they interviewed him for about 2 hours. And that's a little kind of joke that's out of context. He's tired of being judged and him being held up as the ultimate demon in this world. He didn't kill 1 million people in Iraq. He wasn't involved with the takedown of Building 7 here in New York.
Or no. Can't say this, Alex.
Bigger devils out there. But Charlie's tired of being held up like the devil. We got the TSA putting their hand down people's pants. Infowars.com covers it all. We got the banks
There's the
bankrupting
plug,
the
baby,
banks.
plug.
Let's stick with Charlie, because that's way too much for
No,
him.
but Charlie is mad.
I understand.
He has no chill. He will not stop.
Don't
blame him.
He didn't steal 23.7 trillion like the
But
fellow
we're
deserves.
just here to figure out what is happening with Charlie. That's what we're trying to
Let's
figure out.
only do one subject at a time so we can slowly manipulate people, even on something this superfluous.
And he's doing interviews now, so he has a chance to speak for himself. And
But
he
they're
is
taken out of context.
They are not
comparing him
You
to
don't know. You
Gaddafi.
haven't seen them.
Oh, they've been comparing him to Gaddafi.
Look, I'm just saying, I don't think I
Let's
haven't
compare
heard
George
anybody.
Bush, $1 million Iraqis, to Gaddafi.
Torture,
Torture, secret arrest, American
All right, you're rocking the apple cart.
asking you about your friends.
Let's
we were here.
switch the
Excuse me.
topic.
I think we were here to talk about Charlie Sheen. I'm not trying to cut you off.
Charlie says you have a right to kill him, but not to judge him, as Colonel Kurtz said.
Thank you. You are certainly a wonderful friend.
And helping
yeah, boy.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Charlie, stay clean. We love you. And everybody else out there, stay clean. Don't use drugs. Infowars.com.
There you go. And I'm out. Pulls the whole Costanza.
Oh, my God.
I saw, it's funny you see that because I saw an interview with The View today with Donald Trump on it. From
years ago, yeah.
When they really liked Donald Trump.
Right.
They were just.
It was back
loving
probably when Obama was president because he talks about Libya.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think Barbara Wawa was on there, and
Yeah.
they just fawning them. Yeah, kind of funny.
Yeah, it's amazing how the script gets flipped.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, because, somebody challenges actual power centers.
And Oprah was on there too, loving all over.
Right, right. But now let's go to a solution.
All right.
Potentially. It's one that probably Republicans won't listen to, or Democrats, certainly.
Mm-hmm.
But I think it would be a heck of a solution actually getting back to something called sound money and not allowing the government to rob you blind through the back door.
I'm down with that.
Stop messing with our back doors! Or something like that. Here's Peter St. Onge, providing a solution to the inflation.
We're finally going to make it to Peter.
Can we save the dollar before central banking kills it? Yes, it's surprisingly easy, and as you might expect, it involves gold. As federal deficits hit 8% of GDP, unprecedented in peacetime, and our national debt hits $35 trillion, unprecedented in the history of man, even the central bankers realize that this is not sustainable, that we are coming to the day our paper money utopia crumbles. Historically, from the Song Dynasty China to Weimar Germany, when paper money dies, we return to hard money. Because hard money is the only way to finally kill the money printer. Happily, we can actually do this without the crash. The other day, Charles Payne sent me a quote by 1970s Fed Chair Paul Volcker, who wrote, paraphrasing, quote,
I'm going to stop it there because you know Volcker is, right?
Yes.
He's the one who broke the back of inflation that came out of the 70s into Reagan. And I think he was one of the better chairmen, as Peter just said. So the guy that actually, the last time inflation was really out of hand, actually got it back down again, said this.
It is a sobering fact that central banking has led to more inflation, not less.
Right.
We did better with the 19th century gold standard, with passive central banks, with currency boards, or even with free banking. The power of a central bank, after all, is the power to create money, and ultimately the power to create is the power to destroy.
Destroy, yes.
Now, this is a fairly striking admission of failure from, by all accounts, the best Fed chair we have had since 1913. And a central bank is indeed an extraordinary thing. It's a privately owned, federally licensed counterfeiter the regime can use to seize literally everything in the world by printing money. It's why we have inflation recessions. It's why we have Wall Street bailouts and a colossal national debt. It is why the government has grown to dominate our economy and our lives. In contrast, under the gold standard, we had zero cumulative inflation over 124 years. We had a federal government that was 7 times smaller as a percent of GDP. In 1913, we had a national debt of 8% of GDP. Today, it is 140%, and in fact, it's rising by almost 8% per year. So how do we get back? Simple. Back the dollar with gold at today's price, call it $2,500 an ounce, and then mandate that if gold flows out of the government, the Treasury has to buy it back in before it does anything else, before it pays Ukraine, before it pays interest on the national debt. Presto, problem fixed. Why? Because if they keep printing money, it creates inflation, and gold goes to, say, $2,600 an ounce.
Right.
At that point, people can make free money trading $25 for an ounce from the Fed, then reselling it for $26 on the open market. Gold flows out. Now, Treasury has to buy it in at $26. In other words, they lose money on the money printer. That means the Fed and Treasury would be forced to keep money creation low enough for a 0% inflation for stable gold. This means interest rates above inflation. No more paying hedge funds to borrow money. It means no more quantitative easing to buy up rich people's assets, leaving the inflation for the poor. It means no more Wall Street bailouts. And above all, it chokes off the spending cancer of the welfare, warfare, industrial complex. So what's next? Brought to you by Unchained.com. Sadly, neither the gold standard, Bitcoin standard, or full reserve banking are remotely on the bingo card in the foreseeable future.
True.
And historically, it takes a crisis to put them there. But it is important to remember how easy it is to solve our financial catastrophe if and when we get a politician brave enough to try. Read the rest with charts and all the gory details free at profsaintange.com. Okay, we'll be watching. See you next time.
And that's Peter St. Ange, and profsaintange.com is a wealth of information. Really is great insights, and Peter's one of the guys I definitely trust as I look at especially matters economic these days. And it just seems like any sort of solution is not taken seriously. No, instead, we're going to stop inflation by price gouging controls, price controls.
It's not going to work.
No, it's not going to work.
And honestly, people that think it's going to work,
right?
To be very honest, they're too dumb to figure
What I've been
it out.
saying for a while now, they manage the problem. They don't solve the
Well, they're
problem.
just creating another problem.
And then the problem continues going, well, we're working on it. They literally had their economic guy, advisor at the White House today saying, we know prices are higher and y'all are frustrated, but we're working on it. Yeah, working on it till we're dead.
Yeah.
Let's go to line one. You're on there. Who's
Hola,
this?
so cuando tienes esa- hola.
What up,
Hey,
doggy?
Eric. What'd you call me?
Quita la fuerza. Sorry about that. I'm giving instructions.
Oh, okay.
Hey, you know what, Joey? I feel so nice and refreshed. Well, that place, Nana's Hideaway, let me tell you something. That is a great place to go and hang out.
Well, I owe
We
you
had
a
a-
thank you, Eric. I went back up there today and found, well, actually yesterday afternoon, found 4 large bush lights that I had left in the fridge. They were still there. Eric and his crew did not drink them.
Wow.
And I had been working my butt off, so it was great to go walk in there and see that. Thank you, Eric.
Well, I did. I gotta save those for you because I had a good week that week, so I could afford some PBR. So
PBR, living large.
I got to move up a class. So I was like,
I see.
don't always
I
live
see.
high on the hog, but when I do it with PBR.
I'm glad you guys had a great
You know.
time, man. And you sound,
Yeah,
you
man, it was
sound,
a-
you
it
sound
was a
more
blast.
relaxed. See, maybe that's what
I
Joey
am.
needs. Joey's all tense, getting triggered over
it's-
any little thing now.
No, I would relax during the weekend, and then we'd come back and do this all over again.
Yeah.
I want a
Yeah, but-
divorce.
Yeah, you're right. How about a
You
vacation?
got to get married first, son. Look,
Well,
those,
apparently not.
those
Apparently, my bride is hitched to all these other a-holes.
Well, they
Have
are
fun
your
with that.
better.
You have no choice. That's freedom. Grow up. Maturity means losing your ideals and screwing over others just to keep life a little bit comfortable.
Yes. Yes, it does.
That's why you move into politics, so you can screw a lot of people in one fell swoop, and you don't have to do all the individual effort.
Good point.
Anyway, I'm
That's
glad you
fair,
had a
right?
good weekend. That sounds relaxing. Just the
Isn't
call.
Lake Jordan a wonderful place, though? Just a nice place to be.
It is. Look, I've been to Lake Martin and stuff, and that place is quiet. I spent hours out on the dock just sitting by myself, listening to the waves and fishing, and nobody bothers you. It's quiet. It's nice. The temperature up there is different from down here. It's nice.
It is. It's nice to get out in the country,
But,
Joey. Again, maybe that's what you need. A little country life.
Yeah.
Just a
Yeah,
little country life.
What else do I need? Keep going. Well, just give me all the advice.
Okay, you ready? Here's my advice for you, and I think it'll help with some of your attitude problem you've had here lately.
Mm-hmm.
So, dealing with politics is like when you go to that one doctor and you walk in, and he's like, "All right, you need to take your pants off so we can do this exam," and you're like, "All right, well, where do you want me to put my pants?" And he goes, "Over there by mine." That is a sign that you need to get away from it. Okay, that's
that's obvious.
Well, I mean, and there goes the problem. What we need to do is blatantly obvious. The simple fact of the matter is that if we do it, there'll be consequences and repercussions, and
But I'm
people
okay
feel
with
some
most
way
of those
about it.
now.
And,
I'm okay
Yeah, I
with
don't-
most
I
of
don't
the
care.
consequences and repercussions now.
well, they're already doing it. I mean, they tell you if you do this is going to happen, and it happens anyway, even if you do what they want
This
you
is
to do.
true. This is true.
I've had enough of these folks, man. So it's nice to get away and not think about it, and didn't pay attention to the phone. It's good to get away.
It is.
It's nice. And there's places really close and super local that are, you get to help the local economy, chill out, go for a boat ride with me if you want to. The old Jay Hickman bit there, Joey's lost interest. I'm sorry, Joey. I'll let y'all go.
Love you, Eric.
Adios.
All right, love y'all.
See you, bro.
Adios. Buongiorno.
272-9228.
Spanish?
I believe so.
I think so.
Yeah, I believe it is Spanish. Hey, this part of the program brought to you by James Cole and Cole Plumbing.
Cole Plumbing, Joey.
Cole Plumbing does a great job, folks. It could be an emergency, like big leak inside or outside your home.
Yep.
They have proprietary pipelining technology that allows them with minimal discomfort to you in your home to get in there and solve the problem. So what does that mean practically? That they're not going to have to tear out a bunch of drywall.
Correct.
Like, which is just what
Awful.
a nightmare
Well,
of a
because
mass
mud.
cleanup. Yeah, it's ugh. Or they're not going to have to dig up a huge hole in your yard or a trench to try to find it. No,
That's
with
true, too.
precision and expertise, they can solve the problem with that unique technology there at Cole Plumbing. But of course, it can help you with everyday plumbing problems from low water pressure.
Oh, yeah.
That's no fun.
Nope.
Or a clogged drain.
Yep.
Like if you're pouring Drano down the garbage dispenser,
stop.
you need to, that's going to cost more. Stop
Yes.
that.
Right.
Stop that right now.
Right.
Or maybe you're just looking to upgrade, say to a tankless water heater system or a new accessories in the shower or a new toilet, even a bidet if you want to get all French or
fancy.
something. They can help you out there at Cole Plumbing. That number, 279-8919. That's 279-8919. And just remember, folks, when you have trouble with your bowl,
call on Cole, Joey.
Now, the question of price controls keeps coming up. And John Stossel has a great piece out because it's like we're going to stop the gouging. We're going to stop the price gouging. So this is a segment called Are You Smarter Than a Politician? Let's listen in to Mr. Stossel.
Smarter than a politician? Anybody? The answer is yes, if you were among the millions of students who, thanks to the charity run by this high school teacher, get to watch my videos in class.
Should only take you a couple of minutes.
Great or good? Actually, not all the videos are mine, but the charity's called Stossel in the Classroom because I offer free videos to any teacher who wants video teaching aids for courses in economics, government, critical thinking, and current events. Watching and discussing the videos gives kids new perspective on things.
But the people that accept welfare, over time, they lose the incentive to work.
Every year we hold an essay contest.
Right.
Winners get money plus a free trip for them and their teacher to visit us here in New York City. This year's
Isn't that
contest
lovely?
invited students to write about price gouging, a practice hated by the media and most politicians.
Jeff Sessions and the President of the United States will not tolerate gouging.
Gouging becomes an issue every hurricane season because after storms, some merchants raise prices.
They're taking advantage of us.
That leads politicians to pass laws that say,
during a state of emergency, you cannot substantially raise prices, whether it's a hotel room, fuel, commodities such as water, generators. You cannot raise prices substantially, and that's what these bad people are doing.
Fortunately, our students get to hear a Nobel Prize-winning economist give the other side of the argument.
The gougers deserve a medal.
The gougers are heroes, said Milton Friedman, because they take risks to bring in goods that people desperately need. After Hurricane Katrina, one so-called gouger was John Shepperson. Watching news reports about Katrina, he learned that people desperately needed things.
My wife just got out of the hospital, and she's very sick, and we need a generator.
So John bought 19 generators, put them in a rented U-Haul, and drove it 600 miles to part of Mississippi which had no electricity.
5 million people in this region are without power.
John offered to sell his generators for twice what he paid for them. People were eager to buy.
People were excited. We had a product they needed.
But Mississippi police wouldn't let John sell them. They called that price gouging. Instead, they confiscated his generators and locked John up in this jail. So did the public benefit? No.
What do we need? Come on, guys. Generators. Food.
Generators!
Needs to bring these products to people when there are disasters and emergencies. And And this is going to be one person that's not going to be there that they took out of the equation.
Students who entered our video essay contest expanded on that point.
In modern day, you see countries like Venezuela suffer from the fact that their governments continue to place price controls on all items.
17-year-old Annalise Scafad of Raleigh, North Carolina, submitted this video and won our high school award.
34 of the 50 U.S. states have laws against price gouging.
As I did more and more research, I was like, okay, maybe price gouging isn't such a bad thing.
Erica Lewis of Towson University won the college level category.
Sellers are able to earn more profit, and buyers are capable of getting the supplies they desperately need.
Actually, the price gougers are the moral ones.
17-year-old Maggie Hrancic of Grove City, Pennsylvania, won her high school essay contest.
If you just look at the economics, the most people are helped if you keep the government out of it.
When people hear price gouging, they think, oh, gouging, this awful thing that you'd think of, but it really is kind of just another name for supply and demand.
Wisdom from students helped to look at all sides of the issue by teachers who use our videos.
Okay, keep tooting your own horn there, Stossel.
Notice that?
But, I mean, this is right. And, like, you're not even talking about emergency. They're right now talking about price gouging. Just right now.
But it's not. No more than the guy that did the generator.
Right.
That's not price gouging.
Well, because you know what happens? Now people don't get generators.
Right. Price gouging is like it happens here too. After hurricanes and things like that. Ice is suddenly $25 a bag.
Mm-hmm.
That's price gouging. Because we know that damn ice maker was working the other day and it was $1 a bag then. When the gas goes up $40 a gallon, when we know just the other day it was $3 a gallon. That is what I see as price gouging. What the other guy did was took a risk, and people were going to benefit from it. You didn't hear the people going, oh, that's too much for the generator, because if they did, they'd have just gone somewhere else. But instead you had people going, I'll pay that.
Right, but
I'll
you're
pay
not
market
allowed to
price.
do that. So what's going to happen is you have a shortage of generators.
Right. Well, what happens is you end up in a communist country.
Right. And again, it's one thing to be like, it's in the middle of a hurricane.
Yeah.
But we're not in the middle of some massive hurricane or natural disaster.
Right.
We're in a government-created
power grab.
disaster created by both parties over a generation.
And what do you think they're going to do with this power? Just screw us some more. It's a power grab.
But, you know, vote for Kamala and
she's
funnel
already
cake
said-
dad because they're joyful or something. It's just,
I don't see any joy in it. She's already said she's coming after your gun with a mandatory buyback. That's all most people needed to hear. But she also said she's not going to frack. So any kind of energy prices that you're seeing now, they're only going to go up. So if that's what you want.
and as
you don't.
standards continue to fall,
lower your
as
expectations.
quality continues to fall, and as quantity will continue to fall, especially if you go down the road of price controls, these folks that cause the problem will be the first ones to point the finger.
Oh, you bet. You bet. They won't be pointing themselves either.
But that's what's on offer this November.
Communist. 100% communism.
Let's hit a break, but first, this part of the program brought to you by Alabama Home Mortgage. They know capitalism there.
They know it very well.
Well, with Alabama Home Mortgage, they can help you get through the morass of regulations that is around the housing market. And that means they have incredible turnaround times.
Yes, they do.
So if you just moved into town and you need to buy, say, a home quickly, maybe it's not your first rodeo, but you're just looking for local folks you can trust that can get the job done well and fast, that's Alabama Home Mortgage. They, even with VA home loans.
That's right. They'll have clear to close many times within 2 weeks.
Yeah, like 14 days.
Which is amazing. Anybody has anything to do with houses knows that is amazing turnaround time.
And of course, they can also help you with a refinance deal. Say you're stuck under a mountain of debt, or you just want to rearrange your finances in a certain way. They can help you, whatever your goals might be in refinancing that home. And for a lot of happy people after working with Kim and Madeline there at Alabama Home Mortgage. It's because they're just that good, folks. So check them out today. You can always go on the web, apply online at myalabamahomemortgage.com. Give them a call at 567-4223. That's 567-4223. NMLS number 1586368, an equal housing lender. By the way, there is a difference in mortgage companies. Like Kim and Madeline proved that to you. Like right now. Call them right now. They can help you out. We'll be right back.
Want to carry News Talk in your pocket? Download the News Talk 93.1 app from the App Store. Available on iPhone and Android. Never miss a moment. Download now.
What's your biggest investment? More than likely, it's your home. So treat it that way when you hire a painting contractor. With PBS Painting, there are no gimmicks, no $99 specials. Just quality painting and someone who treats your home with the same respect that you do. At PBS Painting, we have been painting for years and look forward to many more years to come. With PBS Painting, the job gets prepped properly, whether it's cleaning, scraping, or priming. We always use quality products, which is a must for a quality paint job. So if you're looking for a painter that doesn't need upfront money and is on the job at all times, then please give me a call. Scott Bowers and PBS Painting, 294-5122. That's PBS Painting, 294-5122. Look at some of our work on Facebook at PBS Painting Montgomery.
This is your roving reporter, and today I am talking with an elk. Hey man, Mr. Elk, I was just wondering, what do elk do to take care of their money?
Well, like most smart folks, we call David Ernest.
You mean Alabama's most favorite asset preservationist?
That's him, man. We call him up at 334-279-7431 or 205-479-0839.
I see.
Yes, he is our preferred money man.
The money man with the money plan.
You've been paying attention.
Well, could you give us those numbers one more time?
334-279-7431 or 205-479-0839. And I just want to try to give you a heads up, man.
Oh, what's that?
I'm not an elk.
Not an elk, huh? Well then, pray tell, what are you?
Knights of Columbus.
I am not even going to make a comment.
Well, the baby liked it.
Are you tired of the mainstream media's biased reporting? Do you want to stay informed on the news that really matters to you? Look no further than 1819 News. At 1819 News, we bring you the latest in Alabama news, politics, sports, culture, and more. We've assembled a team of journalists with Alabama values dedicated to the truth and the truth alone. Visit us at 1819news.com today. That's 1819news.com. Subscribe to our newsletter. Honest News, Alabama Values. This hour of news and views is brought to you by our good friends at Alabama Home Mortgage. Alabama Home Mortgage, 567-4223. Visit them on the web at myalabamahomemortgage.com. NMLS number 1586368. An equal housing lender.
Rich Thomas Weather, a service of Riverside Chevrolet Wetumpka. If it's Chevy, it's Riverside. Best price, best selection. Check them out on the web at riversideusa.net.
Rich Thomas Weather. Well, hi everybody. Our hot August weather pattern will continue not only through the weekend, but I think through early next week as well. High temperatures will be in the mid to upper 90s. We'll have triple-digit heat indices, of course, and lows at night in the low to mid 70s. And yes, there will be showers and thunderstorms on the radar every day, but your chances of seeing one in your town are relatively small. They will be random and widely separated. From the Blue Water Weather Center, this is Rich Thomas.
John Bobo with Capital Tractor. Have you heard the news? Capital Tractor will soon be moving to a brand new location in Montgomery. With lots of Kubota inventory, we're going to sell it instead of move it. Our big moving sale is a great time to get a great deal on a Kubota at Capital Tractor in Montgomery.
If it concerns your community, you'll hear about it on News Talk 93.1. News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
Joey Clark.
Welcome back. So, you know, with the war in Ukraine continuing to go on, Russia has become much closer to China, but they've also become much closer to North Korea.
Yep.
Not only have the Russians given, I think, advanced missile technology to the North Koreans in exchange for the Koreans sending a lot of just dumb munitions. The Russians are now paying up in a unique way. So, like, you're sending all these artillery munitions. What do you hope for in return, Eddie, if you're North Korea?
Food.
You're close. You're close, but just like prepackaged food?
With them, yeah, I would think they would need some prepackaged food right from the get-go.
Well, that's not what they're getting.
Oh?
What they're getting is 400 North Korea from Russia in exchange for these munitions transfers. North Korea is getting 447 goats. Russia is sending North Korea 447 goats, 432 females and 15 males. Got a feeling those males are going to be busy. It's creating as much excitement as boatloads of missiles and the technology to make them more of them.
Oh, they need some goats.
The port city of Nampo on the Yellow Sea, 36 miles southwest of Pyongyang, is equipping goat farms with necessary facilities and increasing the number of goats of good breed.
Let me ask you something. As many North Korea videos and pictures you have seen, have you ever seen a live animal in any of them? Neither have I.
Like I saw the Potemkin village where it's like that's clearly a cardboard cutout. It's like your Bigfoot.
Right. But honestly, I've never seen a live animal in anything they've ever propagated.
Yeah. So the Pyongyang's Korean Central News Agency, because I'm sure all that's correct.
Oh, 100%.
Did not say from where the goats are coming, but Washington's Radio Free Asia reports that a Russian quarantine agency, Roselhosnadzor, approved the export of the goats after reviewing compliance with sanitary conditions for goats.
Which is...
What? They're on their way to the port of Rayson on the North's east coast.
Poor goats.
From near Leningrad, a journey of more than 6,000 miles, followed by a ride of more than 500 miles to Nampo. The trip could save a lot more North Korean lives than all those missiles that the North's leader Kim Jong-un threatens to rain on his enemies, notably South Korea, Japan, and of course, America. Goat farms of big capacity have been built in districts and counties of the city of Nampo, the Central Information Agency from North Korea said, laying a firmer foundation for providing dairy products to the children in the city. Or maybe your system doesn't work. You bastards. Like, it's just that there's a lot of jokes you can make about North Korea.
Yeah.
But it's millions of people held hostage in starvation.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. What are these goats going to do? There's no food to feed the people. Those goats will never see the next generation of goats. They will be eaten or starved to death, one of the two.
Right. Now, Mr. Kim has been urging economic reform, talking about speeding up agriculture production, but he appears far more interested in developing defenses than in feeding his people.
Of course.
Radio Free Asia reported that one of his most trusted aides, the first vice director of the ruling Workers' Party, Kim Jong-sik, was attending a military technical forum at Moscow, presumably checking out the missiles and other weaponry. South Korea's Yonhap News cited a report issued by the World Bank, the UN Children's Fund, and the World Health Organization that said 1 in 6 North Korean children under age 5 were suffering from stunted growth in 2022 due to malnutrition. A South Korean business newspaper quoted a livestock expert as saying some goats imported between 20 and 30 years ago had not been breeding successfully. As North Korea does not interact with the outside world, animals have become inbreeding. An earlier attempt at bringing livestock into North Korea was an even worse failure. After the founder of the Hyundai Empire brought 1,001 cows into North Korea aboard flatbed trucks in 1998, North Korea turned out to be incapable of taking care of them. Most of them died because North Korea did not raise cattle well. A professor at Hiroshima University.
Nor they asked for help.
So maybe it'll work out this time with the goats, but
nah.
Yeah, things are very frustrating here on, let's say, a psychic level, a mental. Your psyche is shot. It's like, I think we, more than even North Korea, are some of the most propagandized people in the world.
No doubt.
But at least you can eat and do more than eat. Our problem is too many people are fat.
One of the things that's funny about the North Korea deal, I was watching a video the other day, and some people are on vacation in South Korea. You know, Seoul is right there. Your border's right there.
Mm.
Well, they've got messaging that would come up on their phone that said, take cover. And apparently it's a message from the South Korean government where there's a missile or there's something unidentified coming over. And so they were going a little bit of a panic. You know, in the video, they're asking people, and people are like, this happens 10 times a day. Just go about your business. Can you imagine that constantly getting those constant alerts to the point of you don't even pay attention to them no more?
Right. What a mess.
That's crazy.
What a mess. And we'll see where the adults in the room are going to take foreign policy because we all know that, like, if Kamala Harris gets in there, it's going to be like a great time internationally.
Talk about a goat.
Hey, you want to talk about how messed up the Alabama Democratic Party is?
Okay.
Nah, I don't.
Can't be no worse than some other ones I look at.
No, there's a bunch of columnists of more on the left side of the aisle talking about what a mess the Alabama Democratic Party is, and or excuse me, Democrat Party is.
Mhm.
They prefer you say it the second way I said it. Democrat Party.
Right.
You know, all the problems with, you know, the heads of the party, and I'm like, well, what else is new?
Said it.
Right.
Yeah.
The government's ripping us off overseas. The government's ripping us off at home. The government's screwing us over in almost every aspect. Luckily, they just keep you as, you know, drugged up and fat and happy just enough to where you're not going to protest. And as sure as all those things are as true as the sun rising, the Alabama Democratic Party is a basket case. Except when they work kind of behind the scenes with the Republican folks and they
do a little something.
Yeah. It's kind of like the Republicans in D.C., the establishment Republicans, how they're like fake.
Yes.
Like the fake opposition.
Yes.
That's a lot of Democrats in Alabama.
Sure.
They're just the fake opposition.
Kind of a regional thing, I think.
Yeah.
But, I mean, it's kind of like Burger King and McDonald's. It's a lot easier on Burger King. You don't have to try half as hard.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to be number 2 all the time. The number 1 guys are going to bust their butt all the time. You really don't have to do that much.
And some of the fake opposition, I mean, there are things that are common sense at a local level. Let's all work together. Let's do this thing. Cool. But when you start to see all the infighting by old men
and women
over who's in charge of the party, like,
that's
really?
so ridiculous.
Really?
Yep.
You're old. Why are you worried about
Who's
this?
driving the car?
Spend time with the grandkids already. Let a younger generation rise up. Though I have a suspicion that even if the younger generation rises up in the Alabama Democrat Party, it's still going to be a mess.
Well, Joey, that being said, though, as an older gentleman, I'm looking at a lot of the younger generation. And I don't have much faith in them either, to be
Right,
quite
that's
honest.
what I mean. And
You know what I mean?
hey,
Just-
and if you're sitting out there and you're a Democrat, which is unlikely, but if you are, and you're like, what about the Republicans in Alabama? I'm like, they're also a mess.
Yes, they are.
Everything is a mess.
That's what I mean.
It's just like we can't
Don't
have
matter, party.
This is how you get ants. You can't have nothing in this country anymore. Just a mess.
So the government's screwing you.
Mm.
Your own party's screwing you. Don't matter which party you're a member of.
Mhm.
Mm. Ain't
But
feeling-
we could go to the water park and, you know, enjoy ourselves, right?
a friend of mine went this weekend.
Yeah? They enjoy it?
Actually, he had a decent trip, but I'm pleasantly surprised they did not get to rent the raft because they were rented out. So they've been doing some business.
Good.
So they got to spend some flat water time, and him and his son had a good time. But I was very surprised. He's like, dude, we were on the list all day, and we never got one. They're doing some business.
Good.
I'd like to see the P&L statements on that place. But I know we never will.
You Debbie Downer. Eddie Downer is what it's going to be known as.
Just saying.
We don't need any alliteration around here. It's Eddie Downer.
It's a little P&L.
This part of the program brought to you by Bo Goodson and the Goodson Group. And there at the Goodson Group, Bo and the team are ready to help you with, buying or selling property here in the River Region real estate market and just the whole surrounding area here, the area. And at the Goodson Group, not only can they help you with buying and selling, they have management services available should you want to rent out your home. Say you got to move and you don't want to sell your home right now. Could be you can convert it into a rental. Why not have the Goodson Group manage it for you? Great idea. Really is. And then the crown jewel there, of course, you can buy, you can sell with Goodson Group, you can have the rental management. But the crown jewel there is the Bo Goodson Real Estate School. Very reasonably priced, number one, and a very interactive course that so many folks have graduated from and become more knowledgeable private players or taken a test and gotten their license. They've become fully licensed realtors. And they've hit the ground running with success because Bo is teaching you direct from his 40-plus years of experience. He's been through it all. He's seen it all, the good, the bad, and the ugly, and he can teach you direct. So check out the Goodson Group today. You can always go to thegoodsongroup.com or give them a call at 551-0225. That's 551-0225. Bo Goodson, and the Goodson Group, great sponsor here of News and Views in the afternoon.
He may not know whether he's coming or going, but whether you're going to work or coming home, Greg Budell is there. Mornings 6 till 9 and afternoons 3 till 6. Only on News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
Sharon at Whitworth Farm Equipment now has a qualified and certified mechanic. Gary Baker can do it all. They're here to keep you in the field. Your tractor should work as hard as you do and keep working. For all parts and service, come see Whitworth Farm Equipment for all tractor parts, implements, and trailers. And now selling pine straw rolls. Go to Whitworth Farm Equipment, 285-9977, or at 7458 Deatsville Highway.
The Tierce family has been your local Roto-Rooter service since 1964. Drain cleaning, plumbing repair, and those troublesome septic tanks, no problem. Technology has changed a bit in the last 54 years. Video inspections of lines to locate problems is available, as well as scheduling your appointment online. River Region residents have trusted Roto-Rooter for over half a century. You can too. Call today at 272-7130 or visit online at rotorooteralabama.com.
Call Roto-Rooter. That's the name, and leave no troubles down the drain. Roto-Rooter.
This hour of News and Views is brought to you by our good friends at Alabama Home Mortgage. Alabama Home Mortgage, 567-4223. Visit them on the web at myalabamahomemortgage.com. NMLS number 1586368, an equal housing lender.
News and talk without the static. The River Region's most trusted voice. News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
Joey Clark.
Welcome back. Only a few more minutes here in the second hour. Final hour coming up. So Donald Trump did do this big economic speech. You want to just listen in from the top, Eddie? Kind of just see what he was talking about yesterday?
Let's do it.
Here we go. Crowd's happy to hear him.
It's great to be back in this beautiful state with the proud, hardworking patriots who make our country run. You really do. You built our country. You make our country run. I want to thank a very good man, and he's in there fighting. He's fighting, and we know he's a fighter. The next governor of North Carolina, Mark Robinson.
Oh, that guy is a fighter.
Thanks, Mark. Mrs. Robinson, thank you. They're a great, great couple. Thank you both. Thank you very much. Thank you both.
I think they love Trump.
I think they do.
Thank you very much. Well, it is a very frisky group, I have to say. And by the way, we have some very good polls coming out today, I just heard. Despite all of the fake publicity about this radical left person from San Francisco. How's San Francisco doing? Not like North Carolina. Now we have some very good polls coming out, so that's good. You know, considering the fact that what they do, what the fake news is able to do, and yet we're leading. And let them have their convention, and who knows how that's going to turn out. Joe Biden is a very angry man. You know that, right? Because they took it away from him. They usurped it. They took it away from him. Terrible, terrible. And I'm not sure that they picked the right guy in him, but he got 14 million votes. He got 14 million votes. He got no votes. And you look at what happens. That's not the way it's supposed to happen. They are a threat to democracy, right, as they say. They are a threat to democracy. But thanks as well to members of Congress, Chuck Edwards and Virginia Fox, warriors. Thank you, wherever you may be. Good. Thank you. Thanks, Chuck. Thank you, Virginia. State auditor candidate Dave Bollock. He said, I'm only in politics for you, sir. Where is Dave?
I'm going to skip ahead because all the pleasantries, I forget that's all these speeches.
And it's exploded to the highest it's ever been, and the cost of a typical monthly mortgage has tripled, and probably more than that if you think about it. We were at about 2.4%, and now you're up to 10% and even 11%, but you're really not there because you can't get the money even if you want to pay it. In July alone, 350,000 people were added to the unemployment rolls. Kamala Harris wants to talk about her fantasies, and they are everything she says. If I say something, she said, that's what she's going to do too. I say, what are you doing? But she wants to talk for the future about these fantasies, but really what she needs to explain is the present suffering that she's caused along with Joe Biden. And by the way, they're a team. You know, she's trying to throw him overboard. She doesn't want to know who he is anymore. She doesn't want to talk about him anymore. She says, let's not bring this guy in. Let's not bring him in. No, they were a team. He appointed her as border czar, and she did the worst job in the history of borders, I will tell you. Does anyone here feel richer under Kamala Harris than Crooked Joe than you were during the Trump administration?
We got it to stop the hour break, but I say he keeps on doing things. Like, just do what you're doing, man.
Yeah, keep doing them.
And we'll see. You're saying even Stephen A. Smith now coming out being like,
coming out.
When are y'all going to do an interview? When are y'all going to do a press
conference? They call it attacking, but he's literally asking, what are you hiding from? Why are you hiding?
Yeah. So, well, we'll see. Y'all stay tuned.
Broadcasting from the Riverside Chevrolet Master Control Center, this is WACV Cusana, News Talk 93.1 FM. When it's Chevy, it's Riverside.
With SRN News, I'm John Scott. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky says Kyiv's troops have full control of the Russian town of Sudza in the Kursk region in their incursion into Russian territory. The town is the largest that Ukraine has reportedly seized so far. Gaza war ceasefire talks, they are underway in Qatar, expected to last until Friday. Hamas is not attending. The average rate on a 30-year mortgage edged higher this week, holding close to its lowest level in more than a year. The rate rose to 6.49% from 6.47% last week, according to the mortgage buyer Freddie Mac. A year ago, the rate averaged 7.09%. The Dow up 522 points, the Nasdaq adding 402. This is SRN News.
Donald Trump's indictment proves that saving America is not going to be easy. There are entrenched powers that are fighting this with everything they've got. They want to keep control over the country, the narrative, and the nation's money supply. Hi, I'm Lance Wallnau. I'm a news analyst, a Christian author, an evangelical leader. I speak to millions of people every week, people just like you. You see, what the elites are doing is using inflation and government handouts and now central bank digital currencies to determine how they're going to control America. And that's why I recommend all Christians start a gold IRA from the Birch Gold Group. Because physical precious metals are one of the few ways you can maintain control over your own savings. To get a free info kit on gold IRAs, text the word FAITH to 989898. Birch Gold Group is the only gold company I trust. Get their free info kit and you'll see why a gold IRA can help you. There are no strings attached. Text the word FAITH to 989898 and you're going to be blessed by taking action right now.
Rich Thomas weather brought to you by Wiley Sanders Truck Lines. Truckers, if you are looking for green grass, contact Wiley Sanders Truck Lines. In business since 1959 and still growing. Call today, 855-777-9785.
Everybody, our hot August weather pattern will continue not only through the weekend, but I think through early next week as well. High temperatures will be in the mid to upper 90s. We'll have triple-digit heat indices, of course, and lows at night in the low to mid 70s. And yes, there will be showers and thunderstorms on the radar every day, but your chances of seeing one in your town are relatively small. They will be random and widely separated. From the Blue Water Weather Center, this is Rich Thomas.
Thank you for voting ASC Credit Union the best credit union in the River Region 6 years in a row. As we celebrate our 70th anniversary, we are proud to be at the top of the list for the best credit union in the hearts of the communities we serve.
1819 News.
Alabama Congressman Dale Strong is now calling on the Secretary of the Department of Homeland Security, Alejandro Mayorkas, to provide answers about the mass influx of illegal aliens into cities in North Alabama. Strong says that the city of Athens has seen migrants come in and overwhelm public resources and medical facilities. These migrants are from Cuba, Haiti, Nicaragua, and Venezuela and have been given work permits as well as access to federal financial programs. Strong is demanding that Secretary Mayorkas provide data on how many have entered the U.S. on this DHS parole program and how many of these migrants have actual U.S. sponsors, as well as how many are being granted federally funded entitlement programs. I'll be back with more Alabama stories after this.
I'm Amy Beth Shaver with Alabama Unfiltered Radio, and when I need the news and I need it fast, I turn to Andrea Tice and the Daily Detail. On my way in, it is the most convenient, best way for me to digest what's going on so that I can use it for our show. She tells you what's going on in Alabama that day first and fast. So listen to the Daily Detail with Andrea Tice. Don't miss out.
The Daily Detail is available wherever podcasts are found.
More details emerge from a civil case out of Calhoun County that involves a former state lawmaker from Anniston and a female jail inmate. The female inmate is accusing former Democrat State Senator Doug Gee of sexual assault. That female inmate also says that during the visit she had with Attorney Gee, he offered to pull some strings with local judges and get her out of jail on condition that she become his sex slave afterwards. Female inmate says the sexual assault occurred upon the second visit with Gee. The Calhoun County Sheriff Matthew Wade says that Gee is under an investigation for this case. I'm Andrea Tice.
For more news affecting Alabamians, go to 1819news.com. And while you're there, subscribe to the daily newsletter.
Hey folks, thank you for making CTE Outdoor Power a preferred dealer and Hustler one of the most popular riding mowers. Recently, I met a couple from Evergreen who discovered us because friends recommended both CTE and Hustler. They heard our team of friendly, helpful professionals would guide them to the Hustler model that's the best fit for them, and that because we support all the products we sell, we take the hassle out of future needed parts and service. They liked Hustler because of the highest quality and warranty, and that we partner with Hustler to offer 0% interest financing. Now, if you haven't discovered Hustler and CTE yet, now is the perfect time because this month, when you mention this ad, we'll pay the sales tax when you purchase any new riding mower. Folks, can you get all that anywhere else? CTE Outdoor Power, I-85 at Perry Hill Road and CTEOutdoorPower.com.
This hour of news and views is brought to you by our good friends at Cole Plumbing, 279-8919. Cole Plumbing is number one in the number two business. You don't have to dig a hole. They have proprietary pipelining technology. Ask them about their tankless water heaters. Remember, when you have trouble with your bowl, call on Cole.
No one wants to wait on service for an overhead door. With 20 years in the industry, you now have access to the best with All Access Overhead Door. All Access Overhead Doors offers prompt professional service at affordable prices on all service and new garage doors for residential and commercial locations. All Access Overhead Door serves the river region and can take care of whatever you need when it comes to your overhead door. Remember, you have access to the best. All Access Overhead Door. Call and schedule an appointment today. 320-2440. And like them on Facebook. They sell the best and service the rest.
The views and opinions of the following program are solely those of the host and other contributors. These do not necessarily represent those of Liberty Acquisitions 825, Blue Water Broadcasting, its management, staff, or any advertisers.
It's time for Montgomery's conversational radio show. It's news and views on News Talk 93.1 FM. To join the conversation, call 272-9228.
Joey Clark.
Welcome back. Final hour of the program. 272-9228 if you want to get in on the conversation. And honestly, I'm at the point of the conversation can go wherever y'all want it to go because, I mean, you remember like old board games? You ever, entertain yourself with some like Monopoly?
Yeah, with my sisters and friends and things. Yeah, it's not. I didn't play Monopoly against myself.
Right, but like, what would you play? Is there anything that comes out where you're like, why did I even take the time to do that?
Scrabble with my sister.
Scrabble, yeah.
She used to just mop my floor.
You weren't good at Scrabble?
Not with her. No.
Well, that's shocking.
Yeah, believe it or not. Believe it or not, I hadn't got much better.
Yeah. Do you remember a game? It's old school. I can't even remember the exact rules, but I just remember it was called Pickup Sticks.
Yeah, Pickup Sticks.
Yeah, what was the rule again? Like you couldn't move another...
When you moved one stick to pull it out, like Jenga, you couldn't
move the other sticks. All right.
Yep.
Yeah, I remember Jenga.
You remember playing 52 Pickup?
52 Pickup.
I'll have to teach you that game. We'll get a deck of cards and I'll teach you.
You just throw them on the ground?
Yep.
And then I have to pick them up?
Yeah, 52 Pickup.
That's just mean.
Well, it's good for when you have children around you and they're bothering you.
Oh, you have 52 Pickup. Yeah, okay.
52
No,
Pickup.
that's a good, leave me alone. You're bothering me. Yeah,
Right.
okay. That's fair. Trying to think of other games, like Battle Tops, where you like string up a top, and it's like a concaved or whatever.
Yeah.
Probably misusing that word. But it's a little arena, and you like wrap a string around a top, and then it goes in one. There's four
I know what you're
positions.
talking about, but no,
and
I
you
never
pull it,
played
and
that.
it spins them, and they battle.
Yeah, I've seen that in a commercial, but I never played it.
Never played that one. Hungry Hippos.
A lot of played that. Yeah, Hungry Hippo. Sorry.
Sorry, the one with the popping thing.
Yep.
I haven't played a board game in a long
Chinese
time.
checkers.
Chinese checkers, really?
Yeah.
Can you play chess?
Yeah, I used to play it with my dad, but yeah.
You don't. It's kind of a wistful memory in this.
Yeah,
at this
kind
point.
of, and I couldn't even tell you what a rook does anymore.
I played some when I was up in Boston, my
Yeah.
buddy, and like I kept winning, and I'm like, I know what the pieces do. I have no strategy. I'm not like looking moves ahead.
Yeah, my dad let me do that for a while.
But actually, that can work out. Just iterative, like just kind of read the board every time and just go for it. It's kind of fun and relaxing, especially when you're several beers in.
Oh, yeah.
I'm just trying to find anything other than politics that's going to just continue to piss me off. But that's all there is. What I'm finding.
Well, there's.
Let's just pick a random story. Fake meat lawsuit filed in Florida.
Gross.
This company is suing to serve it at an arts festival. Florida Governor Ron DeSantis signed a ban on lab-grown meat into law earlier this year in Florida. I think they also did that here in Alabama.
I thought so.
Yeah. And now one of the companies, and this is out of Tallahassee, Florida, a California company that sells lab-grown meat, is asking a federal court to block Florida's ban on the product.
Okay. Hold on. It makes no sense. Same thing can be done with marijuana. You can have marijuana in some states and you can't have it in others, and they can't get the federal court to step in and say, hey.
Right.
Oh, but come on, guys. But if you want to pay lawyers to pay away money that way, go ahead.
When he signed the legislation into law, DeSantis said the ban was needed to protect the state's cattle industry from international elites who, he said, want to phase out farms.
Yes.
Take your fake lab-grown meat elsewhere, DeSantis said. We're not doing that in the state of Florida. But Upside Food CEO and founder Uma Valetti, a cardiologist, said during a call with reporters Tuesday that there is no effort by his company to replace conventional meat. He said lab-grown meat offers an ethical alternative to slaughtering animals. Right, but you just said he just said it out both sides of his mouth.
Yeah.
We're not trying to replace regular cattle
but
in conventional
you don't
meat,
have to
but
slaughter our meat.
it's an ethical alternative to slaughtering these poor animals.
Sorry, man. But I kind of be the opposite. Let them bring all their meat in because not very many people in Florida are going to buy it, let it rot on the shelves, and put them out of business.
Yeah, the agricultural commissioner there in Florida, Wilton Simpson, said the lawsuit's ridiculous.
It is ridiculous.
Yeah, but it's being led by, of course, by more of a libertarian law firm saying people can eat whatever they want.
But let's say this. If you sneak some in the state, Joey, will you go to jail?
Yeah, probably.
Well, you remember it was that way in Alabama for years with lotto tickets. They're like, if you win in Florida, you can win, but you're going to get arrested for buying a lottery ticket. What? What?
So it looks like the Dow has jumped 500 points or so.
Give it a couple hours.
I think the hope is that Jerome Powell is going to cut rates because of the abysmal jobs numbers.
At this point, if he cuts rates, what are we really doing?
We're trying to just keep it afloat. Like,
Right,
okay,
we're trying to
we'll
keep-
deflate the balloon slowly. No, blow it back up again.
We're trying to keep this boat full of holes afloat.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's kind of like, let's deflate the balloon, and then somebody goes, hey, it's almost a completely flat balloon now. Okay, let's pump it back up again.
Right.
Stop sucking on the helium over
Well,
there.
and what
buddy.
happens is that people lose money. It's not your big businesses. It's your everyday mom and pop people that cannot handle these ebbs and flows of financial markets like that. Maybe that's the goal.
But apparently there's an awesome video from SpaceX. Maybe that'll cheer me up.
They get those folks out of space yet?
Yeah. Oh, no, oh, wow. Okay, this is an onboard view of a Falcon 9 launch. Got it pulled up on the stream. You
Yeah.
can always go to Joey Clark Live on YouTube. It's Joey Clark Live on YouTube.
That's pretty cool right there.
And we're seeing, okay, there's the coolant. The rocket is taking off. Man, that's moving quick. Can you imagine actually getting on board one of those things?
Honest to God, I was just thinking, imagine you were just strapped to that.
I can't.
Just, I could not imagine.
Man, and just look at the force. And there's the planet coming into view.
That is incredible. No, it's flat.
That's nuts.
Is that the Earth? Because it's flat.
Yeah, that's
Joey.
the Earth. Oh, it's flat.
It's flat.
Yeah, I think you need to check your brain. No, okay, and these directional flaps coming on. Man.
Oh, they messed up. I see a studio light there in the background.
Would you ever go to space if it was like...
I would in a minute.
Yeah?
Yeah, I would in a minute.
Yeah, I think so, too.
In a minute, man. If nothing else, just for that ride. Just for that ride right there.
Yeah, it's a Falcon 9 flight to space during a rideshare mission. And I guess what we're seeing is, the booster coming back and landing.
That's so cool.
That is really, really, really cool. There's afterburners.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think space tourism would be fun. Be like, why not? I think it'd be a lot safer than trying to go
I don't
deep
wanna be
into
in
the ocean.
First 100, but you know.
Mm-hmm. You don't want to risk
After they
that?
get the bugs worked out, I'd get in line. Couldn't be any worse than flying. I don't know if you saw, I don't know where it was at, but a airport worker and a person that was supposed to get on the plane got into it, and the girl that didn't make her plane snatched the computer off and started smacking the girl behind the counter with it.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
That's not going to get you anywhere quicker except straight to the jail.
Straight to jail. Right to jail.
I just was like, geez.
Well, and it does look like the Trump campaign rehires Corey Lewandowski.
They do. Okay.
So that is confirmed now. Politico is reporting it. He's back on board, expanding his ranks as he seeks to regain his footing in the presidential campaign, bringing on a handful of top allies. A lot of these folks are saying, oh, look how organic the love of Kamala is. I'm like, what are you talking about?
Well, you know.
It's the fakest thing I've seen in a long time. You know what's real? This right here. This fella, he's real.
Is anything less expensive under Kamala Harris and Crooked Joe? I mean, we had inflation that I don't believe we've ever had inflation like that. You can go back a long way. Are you better off now with Harris and Biden than you were with a person named President Donald J. Trump? Do you know him? He's a nice
you were an
gentleman.
illegal alien,
Nice
well, yes, you
gentleman. With 4 more years of Harris, your finances will never recover. They're never going to recover. Our country will never recover, frankly, more importantly. It will be unrecoverable. Vote Trump and your incomes will soar, your savings will grow, young people will be able to afford a home, and we will bring back the American dream bigger, better, and stronger than ever before. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. Look at this. We have a lot of front row Joes here. Wow.
Wow.
Allah, what a great group of patriots they are. I don't know, they've gone to, I think, 219 or 220. And this isn't rally, but this is a different kind of a thing. Today we're going to talk about one subject, and then we'll start going back to the other, because we sort of love that, don't we? But it's an important, they say it's the most important subject. I'm not sure it is, but they say it's the most important. Inflation is the most important, but that's part of economy. Kamala Harris wants to be in charge of the entire U.S. economy, but neither she nor her running mate is the beauty, isn't he? He signed a bill. He wants tampons in boys' bathrooms. I don't think so. Tampons. But they've never held a private sector job in their entire professional careers, and it's no wonder they're both socialists. They're actually beyond socialists. I think they skipped over socialists. That's why I think when people find out, because you don't know who these people are, I think when people find out who they are, I personally don't think they can do well in the election. They've destroyed this country. What they've done, when you look at San Francisco, what happened to, and she was the one that started it years ago. She was district attorney. Then she was the attorney general of the state of California. California is a disaster now.
And by the way, as he's doing all this campaigning and this speechifying, as you're hearing, the court cases are still ongoing. Apparently, Trump is seeking to delay the sentencing in his New York criminal case until after the election. A spokesperson for the Manhattan District Attorney's Office did not immediately respond to any media requests.
You know exactly.
Now, somebody called yesterday and said, yeah, they're going to put him just sentence him to a year or something. Why not?
Yep. They want to see this country go into chaos.
Oh, no, what they're counting on is people to just shut up and take it. It's fine. Everything's fine. Everything's going in the right direction. And again, as things do go worse, they're going to be the first to point fingers at anybody but the man they're staring at in the mirror.
Get those fingers ready.
But what's crazy is even CNN now, like Jim Acosta, is like, when are y'all going to have a press conference?
Yeah, I think he, might have been him or Ducey, confronted Biden just a few minutes ago.
Oh, we'll have to find that. But here's Jim Acosta confronting a Harris campaign spokesperson.
You know, Michael, I'm sure this is not going to be the first time you've heard this question, but the Trump campaign is also going after the vice president for not doing enough interviews, for not holding a press conference. Would it kill you guys to have a press conference? Why hasn't she had a press conference?
Listen, the vice president and Governor Walz have been busy crisscrossing this country since the launch of this campaign and adding Governor Walz to the ticket. You saw the ways in which they went across the battleground states last week, generating rallies of thousands, 10,000 here, 15,000 there. But
Michael, you know, a campaign rally is not a press conference. Do you mind if I cut in? I mean, you know, a campaign rally is not a press conference. Why hasn't she had a press conference? She's the vice president. She can handle the questions. Why not do it?
We absolutely are going to do it. You hear her take questions as she's out on the stump. And she said last week, we're going to be having a sit-down interview here before the end of the month. What she's going to be focused on and what this campaign is going to be focused on is communicating directly with the voters that are actually going to decide the pathway to 270 electoral votes. That's why she
commit to a press conference this week?
This past week. That's why we're doing a bus tour in Pennsylvania as we head into Chicago. And it's why we'll sit down for an interview before the end of the month to make sure that we can have a deep dive conversation about the vision that Kamala Harris has for where she wants to take this country and the contrast that we're going to have with Donald Trump. We're going to have plenty of opportunities to do that. Throughout the
Michael,
but one interview.
It's so funny because they keep getting asked the same question.
Right.
And they act like this is, why are you asking such silly questions?
I saw
Everyone
today
is
it's up
asking
like
that
80.
exact same question.
Yeah, when are you all actually going to do something? Like
Right.
Trump, I think, is holding another presser this afternoon.
Actually, he's
a 3:30 our time.
Yeah, I'm thinking he's going to double down on stuff just to going to make her look, more pressure on her to do something.
And like I keep saying, just do more yourself, Donnie from Queens.
I saw today it's up like 82%. We're not going to let this incompetent socialist lunatic keep breaking our economy for 4 more years. It'll destroy our country. On election day, we're going to tell her that we've had enough, that we can't take it anymore, Kamala. You're doing a horrible job. You were a terrible attorney general. You were a terrible district attorney. You're the worst vice president in history. Kamala, you're fired. Get out of here. Go. Get out of here. Right?
Just bring on the debates. Bring on the press conferences. Bring on the interviews.
I still don't know what Biden's doing. Why don't we have a president?
Oh, there's that too.
Well, you've got again, I'm not thrilled about Republicans, and this is why. You've got a man that everyone in this United States know is not competent right now more than ever, but I haven't heard one of them say anything about it.
Yeah.
So they're as deep on the inside as anybody else.
I think it just gets lost in the noise, so to speak. Lost in the noise. I mean, I guess one thing that's breaking through the noise is Matthew Perry. Was he murdered?
Again, two-tier justice
because they're
system.
saying somebody gave him like ketamine.
Yeah, which he wanted.
Yeah, I don't think he accidentally took
right.
the ketamine.
Right. So they arrested 5 people, 2 of them as doctors, one of them as assistant. This is why I say two-tier justice system. Say Joey ended up drowning in his hot tub, or say me. I don't want to think that of Joey. Say I end up drowning in my inflatable hot tub. Nobody's getting arrested. They're going to say the dude OD'd in the hot tub, and that's the end of that.
Yeah, fair enough. That's true.
I mean, so why are we doing all this after? Is it because he's Hollywood? I mean, let's be honest. He wasn't that great at Hollywood either, folks.
Mm-hmm.
What are we doing here? Maybe a distraction?
Was anybody arrested with Michael Jackson?
No.
Anybody arrested with Prince?
No.
Because both were taking a lot of opiates.
Those were straight up opiates. Somebody hand delivered those.
Well, I think Jackson was the doctor. Like his was propofol, which is
that's right.
I think that's the one.
In fact, a friend of mine had surgery not too long ago. He's like, dude, I see why he got hooked on that. That's you go to sleepy sleep now.
Yeah, so I find it odd of like, yeah, let's go after this one person.
I don't get it. I don't get it. Makes no sense at all. The tragic death, no doubt about it. But no more tragic than the millions of other people that die of fentanyl poisoning every year, and they're not doing a
We're
damn thing about
happy
that.
today. We're completely happy. Everything's fine. Greg's in the other room, and I'm just yelling at him. He's fine too.
I see. He's fine too.
We're fine in here. He's fine out there. The country, everything's fine. Two 272-9228 if you want to try me today. That's 334-272-9228. This is part of the program brought to you by Pest Pro Services.
Look at those legs he's got too, by the way.
Yeah, I mean, what a man. Yeah, it's fine. What a man. But there at Pest Pro Services, Ashley and that great team can help you with all your pest control issues. But I suggest just make them your everyday pest control company.
That's the easiest thing to do, man. One phone call, and you will forever be happy that you used it.
That number's 265-9990. And when you call them up, what you're going to realize is, oh, these are like my neighbors.
Exactly. And they are, really.
They really are. And they're just great local folks. If you go to their Facebook page, you'll see they're always putting on events to give back to the community, also support other local businesses, especially in the Millbrook area. Ashley has created not only a place for people to get gainful employment and also get great professional service, she's created a place that's really a staple of the community there at Main Street in Millbrook.
Big time.
Check out Pest Pro Services today. Again, it could be specific jobs you want done, but Eddie and I are saying just trust them. They're
Every day.
really good at what they do. They're true pros. That number, again, 265-9990. That's 265-9990. When you want to know, call a pro. Pest Pro Services. And be sure to tell Ashley and the great team that Joey and Eddie, those fellas on the radio, sent you, oh, look, a call. You're on the air. Who's this?
It's old Skeeter. How y'all doing?
Hey, Skeeter. How you doing, buddy?
I'm all right, Skeeter. How are you?
All right, I just got a few things I want to come up with real quick. Matthew Perry,
Yeah.
don't care. Don't give a one iota about them Hollywood elites.
Yep.
You think they're better than everybody else. Don't care what they say, what they do. Know what I mean?
Agreed.
And as far as Kamala goes, she ain't never been to Europe either. Just like
That's
she
right.
ain't never been to the Baltimore and everything.
I've never been there.
Never been to Europe. All right.
As far as the interviews go, I ain't never been to Europe either.
Yep. I remember that.
I was just showing Eddie Anna Paulina Luna's response.
It's a very patriotic.
Very patriotic. Whatever that politics is, I'm all for it.
Yeah.
Hot women wearing swimsuits, listening to rock music. Hell yeah.
I'm gonna tell you what, y'all ever go on X or True Social?
Joey loves the X.
Yeah, I'm on it everywhere. Just look up Skeeters and add a 4-letter word after it.
Okay.
My
And
choice.
You'll follow me on there.
Do you follow me already, Skeeter?
I don't know how do you do that, dude. I can hardly make a phone call on my phone.
Don't feel bad, Skeeter. It took me to
Just
get my
put
son
in,
involved to show
just
me.
put in Joey Clark, and you should be able to find me. I think you know what I look like.
You hit like a search thing or something on there?
Yeah, there's a search button at the top.
Okay, I will do it. I'll follow you.
Yeah, at the Joey Clark is my handle.
Good job, Skeeter.
And you'll see my name. And then I got a girl who does tattoos. She's drawing me a picture, and it's going to be pretty fun.
Okay, cool.
Okay, cool.
I look forward to seeing that tattoo then.
Oh, it's not a tattoo of who she's on a picture to put on, what the name does.
Okay, but she's a true artist. Okay. Yeah, okay, cool.
Yeah, she's the artist.
Well,
All right, well, y'all have a good one, and I hope she makes it to Europe.
Me too.
Thanks, Skeeter.
One-way trip.
Let's go to line 3. Nobody there. Wait, hold on. No. I thought, well, some people do sound like dial tones.
I gotta.
Mm-hmm.
Trying to find the Skeeter. There's more Skeeters than I thought would be.
Oh, there's a lot of Skeeters out there.
A lot more than I thought.
Especially in Florida.
But the 3 or 4 I'm looking at now, that's good pictures.
He said it was Skeeter with another 4-letter word.
And there's a lot of those too, by the way.
Oh, okay. All right, that's fair. That's fair.
And there's Mr. Skeeter to you.
Right. By the way, there was reports, rumored that RFK Jr. was in talks with the Harris campaign. Maybe he get a position or administration.
Yeah.
RFK himself and his VP, Nicole Shanahan, came out and said, no, that's just not true.
I didn't think that was the case. In fact,
Nicole Shanahan called them, they're truly a lost cause.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
That solves that then.
Let's go to line 1.
Okay.
You're on there. Who's this?
Yes, Randall.
Hey, Randall.
And I've been, ever since Skeeter's been calling, I had to ask, and since it seemed like a good day. Skeeter, you used to coon hunt, or you still coon hunt? And if you are a coon hunter, I'd love to meet you, man. Not meet you, but meet up with you again. His son, who tragically passed away when we were 16.
Uh-huh.
And man, we used to coon hunt. And Skeeter, he have his hip waders on. They be packed six. He get an old 6-pack of beer and he was, man, the funnest time of my life as adolescent was hanging out in coon hunting. Man, we used to get down, and I just had to know, man. If you the one that coon hunting and lost your son at terrible age of 16. I need to see you again, bro.
Well, reconnecting, folks. Hopefully, it's that'll happen, man.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Joyce. This seems like the only day it's been right there. You like anything but politics.
Yeah, I mean, I got to keep doing a show, and it's just we did.
Yeah.
I think the video just came out of the Australian breakdancer. And she is like, I don't understand why I'm getting so much hate. It's devastating.
Did you watch it? I'm a better breakdancer.
Right. What was devastating was your performance.
Right. And did you call yourself a breakdancer?
Why all the hate? You're on a international stage, and you chose to flop your feet around like a fish.
You can't tell me there's not a better breakdancer in all of Australia. I just don't believe that.
Yeah.
Man, how did America don't have the best breakdance? I mean, it kind of started up north around here, didn't it?
Yeah, I don't even know why it's an Olympic sport, but hey, whatever. But that chick from Australia, when I seen that video, I was like, this has got to be some kind of joke, right? But apparently not.
No, it's not a joke.
Also, there's a Yeater Skeeter.
A Yeater Skeeter on the
There's a million Skeeters on here.
Yeah, a lot of Skeeters out there these days.
All right, bro.
All right, see you, Randall. Love you, brother.
Yeah, all these Skeeters, young, dumb, and full of ideas.
There's a million of different Skeeters.
So here is the Australian breakdancer.
Oh, boy.
It's kind of cute.
Oh, yeah, till she starts dancing.
Right. It's like, stop
it. Oh, my God. I'm embarrassed.
Stop. So
Are you
let's.
having a
I haven't
seizure?
heard this yet. So let's
Oh, okay.
listen in. It's like a selfie video.
Hi everyone, Ray Gunn here. I just want
Ray
to
gun. Like a sci-fi weapon.
That ain't what her mama named her. Named her. I can
Or
tell
is
you
it
that.
Reagan or
Ray Gun?
Reagan here?
Reagan.
Reagan. I can't do Australian accent. It's like a retarded British accent.
Right.
Hi everyone, Ray Gunn here.
Ray Gunn.
I just want to start by thanking all the people who have supported me. I really appreciate the positivity, and I'm glad I was able to bring some
Positivity,
joy
baby.
into your lives. That's what I
Have you
hope.
had your plus sign today?
I didn't realize that would also open the door to so much hate, which has frankly been pretty devastating. Well, I went out there and I had fun. I did take it very seriously. I worked my butt off preparing for the Olympics, and I gave my all, truly. I'm honoured to have been a part of the Australian Olympic team and to be part of Breaking's Olympic debut.
Are you buying any of this?
No, it's right up there with the whole gender thing, dude. It's ridiculous. Somebody did not tell this person because they didn't want to hurt her feelings. You suck. Just like the dude that's pretending to be a chick that's doing the chick boxing that's beating up women.
Yeah.
No one had the courage to go tell him, no, now go away.
But her name is literally Ray Gunn.
Yeah, Ray Gun.
Like a sci-fi weapon.
Yeah, you know her mama didn't name her that. So as an adult, it's hard for me to take people serious like that.
Yeah, I can't.
What's her middle name?
I don't even want to know.
But again, it's spoiled.
And so she
It's
just like
spoilers.
barely moved at all?
No, it was just no rhythm. No, it's like I got on the floor and just no break. You kept waiting for the big move. Like this is the big move, and there's no spinning.
Somebody get the guy who's the Turkish guy with the pistol and like.
Yeah, easy done.
What the other
But no, her
athlete-
breakdancing was horrible. It literally like you gave me a breakdancing outfit and said, "Bust it."
You're just a hater.
have
I
achieved
thought it was
has
funny.
just
I was not
been
hating on
phenomenal.
her. Didn't spend none of my money.
In regards to the allegations and misinformation floating around, I'd like to ask everyone to please refer to the recent statement made by the AOC, as well as the posts on the Ozbreaking Instagram page, as well as the WDSF Breaking.
Okay, I'm already bored with her.
Okay, you remember Brittany Griner?
Yeah.
The dude.
What?
There's a video of her, him, whatever you want to call it. A couple weeks old now, but it's circulating. Playing basketball with no top on.
Yeah?
You got bigger boobs.
Well, I have been working out.
Right. The dude.
Say it with the chest.
Dude.
Wait. Definitely a dude?
Even the internet agrees.
Maybe she's just
Nah,
flat.
even
you
the
know?
internet agrees. Dude.
Let's go to line one. You're on the air. Who's this?
Hey, y'all, I'm calling to tell you my name. But I don't know if you put it on the air, so kind of
Okay.
blank me
Yeah,
out.
I'll
hold
put
on
you
a
on
second,
hold,
Skeeter.
Skeeter.
Hold on.
Appreciate it. Let's get that. Let's stop talking about Ray Gun and Brittany Griner being a dude. Okay, we'll be right back.
Want to carry News Talk in your pocket? Download the News Talk 93.1 app from the App Store. Available on iPhone and Android. Never miss a moment. Download now.
For 65 years, Guardian Credit Union has been your trusted financial partner. And now we're proud to extend that trust further by introducing Guardian Insurance Services. Whether protecting your home, car, or even your business, we've got the coverage that fits your needs. Our team is here to guide you every step of the way with the personalized service you know and love. Call 334-819-7555 for a free quote today. Guardian Insurance Services, building on 65 years of trust, now safeguarding your future.
For too long, Alabama's statewide news companies have shamed us for our conservative Christian values. Alabama deserves a news company that cherishes our culture, a company that isn't bought and paid for by the powers that be. 1819 News is that company. Run by Alabamians for Alabamians, 1819 News celebrates what is good and beautiful about our state while exposing those who work against our values in secret. Just go to 1819news.com to learn more. Subscribe to our newsletter. That's 1819news.com. This hour of News and Views is brought to you by our good friends at Cole Plumbing, 279-8919. Cole Plumbing is number one in the number two business. You don't have to dig a hole. They have proprietary pipelining technology. Ask them about their tankless water heaters. Remember, when you have trouble with your bowl, call on Cole.
Rich Thomas weather brought to you by Wiley Sanders Truck Lines. Truckers, if you are looking for green grass, contact Wiley Sanders Truck Lines. In business since 1959 and still growing. Call today, 855-777-9785.
Hi, everybody. I wish I could tell you that we are about to change our weather pattern into something new, but we're stuck in the same pattern. You could encounter an isolated storm somewhere in the area this evening, but the chances are small. Overnight low 74. Then for Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and into early next week, day-to-day forecast doesn't change much. Widely scattered random storms are possible. They are most likely in the afternoon and evening hour with small rain chances each day. Daily highs mid to upper 90s, lows at night in the low to mid 70s. From the Blue Water Weather Center, this is Rich Thomas.
For the lowest prices around on flooring and DIY flooring installation supplies, Budget Floors and More is your new best friend. Luxury vinyl plank, carpet, ceramic tile, floor installation supplies, and more with prices lower than the big box stores. Budget Floors and More, Hunter Lane across from Del Rey Publix.
The River Region's first and only news talk station on FM. Live, local talk. News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
Joey Clark.
I just discovered this right now. Apparently, there has been an explosion, not a literal explosion. I mean, like growth in an industry, or particular in this case, genre of music. In Mongolia, there's been an explosion of Mongolian metal bands over the last years.
Really?
One is called The Who. H-U. And apparently they're kind of amazing, say some folks.
I check it out. I watched the whole thing on Mongolia a couple days ago.
Yeah?
It's a beautiful country. Oh, Wolf Totem, Black Thunder.
They're using an electric, I don't know what that instrument is. That's nuts, but it's a bow. Like, you use a bow like a cello or a violin. Yeah. I kind of like that gnarly sound from just a few seconds of it. That's maybe new workout music. I bet you Craig knows about it already.
You know he does.
Yeah, let's ask him. Put that on the list. We got to ask him about Mongolian metal bands.
Interesting.
Yeah. See, monkeypox is now an emergency?
If you believe that crap.
You don't think it's real?
I don't believe it's an emergency.
Did you see that we have the highest, Montgomery has the highest HIV incidence?
Yeah, you know what happened? They took that gonorrhea billboard down, Joey.
No, it was a syphilis billboard.
Syphilis.
Right.
And so people have lost awareness, I guess, and thought it's felt
free to have. It's not the death sentence it used to be.
Well, I mean, not everybody's Magic Johnson.
It's true. Money seems to have been the cure.
Yeah.
Or also not using certain remedies that were worse, cause problems.
True.
Thank you again, Tony Fauci.
True, but I was surprised. I was honestly surprised at that.
Pretty bad.
Yeah, in the county.
No, in our STD rates, it's no wonder I stay home.
Here's the sad thing.
I gotta
here's the sad thing.
And I'd be well, I could go to church. I don't think that's gonna help. I think that's where it's spreading a lot of the time.
In a county that has the highest STD rates in the land, Joey still can't get laid.
It's not about that. Grow up, Peter Pan.
I'm a Peter Pan.
Because you're hey, you can't even grow up.
How's that Peter Pan?
How do you think your sisters would think of this sort of commentary?
My sisters don't know.
Right. No. You pig.
We're different folks. Different side of the crust.
Go to line one. You're on there. Who's this?
My man, that is very, very bothersome information that you're giving us about the status of STDs.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
A lot of them out there.
Yep.
It bothers me. You did do ringing memory, though. You brought a memory back. Very nice memory.
Mm-hmm.
This was since the new museum here had been built, okay, out there by Blunt property, okay?
Mm-hmm.
The Kyoto monks visited United States and stopped and visited, and my friend and I got to sit at the top of the auditorium listening to Kyoto monks performing, and part of involved throat singing, and I was blown away because the acoustics in the theater did not require much. You could feel it in your chest.
Mm.
And these are monks with the saffron, and they haven't been back here since. But guys, hearing throat singing, you look it up. Mongolia, that's going to be so easy to find throat singing. And you are acoustic type person there, Mr. Joey Taft, with your musical instrument stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So check out Mongolian throat singing.
Mongolian throat singing.
Yes, and of course Inuit people also do throat singing.
Okay.
Inuit people, Sami people in Finland, Mongolian people, Tibet. Yeah, throat singing. Very unique, very unique. Go ahead, I'm sorry. You see, I was thinking also about Cherokee here up at North Carolina. I think they do some singing that may using throat singing technique there at Cherokee also in South Carolina. Okay, thank you for making me think.
Appreciate it, man.
See you, Crawdaddy.
Yeah, and I found something here. I haven't heard this. See a guy. It definitely looks like he's in Mongolia. Look at the background there.
Yeah.
I've never heard this. Yeah, it's like a string, like what, 3 strings on it?
Looks like 3.
And he's running a bow across it. That's crazy. That was his voice. That was him producing that sound. That's remarkable.
Didn't you ever see the Simpsons movie?
No, it sounds like the thing they did in the new Dune movies.
Yeah, Simpsons movie. They got a lady that does the throat singing. Real deal.
That, and I can see how that translates into metal music pretty well.
Oh yeah. Now, yeah.
Man, that's gnarly. As we're taking trips around the world, Javier Milei, I mean, it's in Spanish, so I won't try to play it, but he's saying, quote, "The crazy socialists in England are putting people in jail for posting on social media. Journalists here would like it because they don't like having lost the monopoly on the microphone. Social media gives them back everything they did." Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, all the stuff that the elites say, the corporate media says, oh, this is what's happening in social media. Y'all have done worse. Like 10 times worse in terms of disinformation and causing havoc in people's lives. Tired of the lectures and hiding behind our journalistic standards.
They have no standards.
Yeah, exactly.
I've seen a lot of their work.
272-9228. If you want to try to get in before we close up shop, this part of the program brought to you by Josh and Leslie Ryder there at Dylan Rings. You know, we talked a little bit about them earlier, how important putting on that jewelry when you start your day to make you feel confident and beautiful as you go about your day Well, it's a great thing, and they can help you with that there at Dillon Rings. Of course, they have an amazing selection from everyday jewelry items to, well, those high-end items.
That's
Maybe
right,
you're in the doghouse, gentlemen. Or it could be it's time you actually ask that lady to marry you. They can help you with engagement rings there.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, don't forget not only what they have in stock, but the custom design work that Josh Ryder himself can do. Not only can he do, spa treatments, cleanings, not only can he do repairs, including watch repairs, he can create something you dreamed up, literally. Go in there, have a conversation, like I'm trying to remember this person I lost in love.
Mm-hmm.
Or I want to have fun. Like I want to do this crazy piece and it's going to make people laugh and go, what is that? Like anything in between, Josh Ryder can make it a reality. It's really amazing the work he's done. Just go to DillonRings.com or search Dillon Rings, that's DYLAN Rings, on Instagram or the Book of Faces, and you're going to see some of his handiwork. The man's a true artist. Really remarkable. And, Josh and Leslie are both just easy to work with.
Great folks.
They can help you out whatever you need when it comes to your jewelry, including even things like you don't always think about, like appraisals. Maybe you've been holding on to a piece of jewelry that's been passed down a few generations in the family. You haven't had it appraised in a while.
Right.
Well, with inflation being as crazy as it
Values
is,
have changed.
you probably want to get that appraisal done. So the point is they're a full-service jewelry shop. Anything to do with jewelry, Josh and Leslie have your back. So you can always, again, go to DillonRings.com or search for them on social media, but I really encourage you to stop by their showroom, brand new renovated showroom at 119 Brown Springs Road here in Montgomery, just off of Atlanta Highway. And be sure to tell them that Joey and Eddie, those fellas on the radio, sent you.
He may not know whether he's coming or going, but whether you're going to work or coming home, Greg Budell is there. Mornings, 6 till 9, and afternoons, 3 till 6. Only on News Talk 93.1 FM, WACV.
This is your roving reporter, and today I am talking with an elk. Hey man, Mr. Elk, I was just wondering, what do elk do to take care of their money? Well, like most smart folks, we call David Ernest. You mean Alabama's most favorite asset preservationist? That's him, man. We call him up at 334-279-7431 or 205-479-0839. I see. Yes, he is our preferred money man. The money man with the money plan. You've been paying attention. Well, could you give us those numbers one more time? 334-279-7431 or 205-479-0839. And I just want to try to give you a heads up, man. Oh, what's that? I'm not an elk. Not an elk, huh? Well, then, pray tell, what are you? Knights of Columbus. I am not even going to make a comment. Well, the baby liked it.
This hour of News and Views is brought to you by our good friends at Cole Plumbing, 279-8919. Cole Plumbing is number one in the number two business. You don't have to dig a hole. They have proprietary pipelining technology. Ask them about their tankless water heaters. Remember, when you have trouble with your bowl, call on Cole.
Looking for insurance, or maybe you're just not satisfied with your current carrier? How does quality coverage with local service and competitive rates sound to you? The folks at Stark Agency offer just that. Whether you need insurance for your business, car, home, or life, Stark Agency can help. As an independent insurance agency with over 20 of the top insurance carriers, Stark is sure to find the perfect match for you and your loved ones. Visit their site at starkagency.com or give them a call at 334-263-5535 for a quote today.
Live, local talk. The River Region's most trusted voice for news and opinion. News Talk 93.1 FM, WACV.
Joey Clark.
Welcome back. Let's go right to the phones to talk to Ray Bowles from Prattville Carpet. Hey, Ray, how you doing?
Man, I tell you what, you don't want to know. I'm doing paperwork.
You and me both. I think we're in a similar mood.
My eyeballs are hurt. But the problem is you don't make a profit till you do the paperwork, right?
True. That is true.
Yeah. It's just, even when I was on the city council, I hated, the worst thing ever is like fingers to a chalkboard or meeting. Because I'm so hyperactive, I can't sit there and pay attention. Even in church, I have a hard time paying attention for an hour. You stick me in a boring meeting, listen to Bill Gillespie for 30 minutes. Oh, my word, just shoot me already. But people in this town still ask me, "Hey, are you going for mayor?" And I'm like, "Dude, you don't know how bad I hate meetings. Absolutely not." I think I'd rather go visit hell for 3 hours than do that.
And I know how much you love the media. So.
Yeah. Media.
Yeah. That's a whole nother ball game. But I tell you what you will love, that's so much better than any kind of meeting, is this super soft, Smart Strands carpet. Today, when I get home, I'm going to go home, and I'm going to, well, Sailor's home, so I'm just going to lay on the rug with my eyes closed for a good 30 minutes, and all my problems will go away. It's better. Look how much will save you money than going to a psychiatrist, which I'll need after doing what I'm doing today. So call us, 285-8117. We'll come out and give you that free measurement, and you'll have a much better day than I'm having.
Yes, sir. Again, that number, 285-8117. And be sure to tell them you heard Ray Bowles here on the radio with Joey and Eddie.
But, hey, now listen, and now, for some reason, both Leslie's listening. I love you, man. I'm still voting for you. I will never run against you, I promise.
There you go. Glad we cleared that up. I don't want to cause any controversies there in Brad
just
Vegas.
because I don't want to sit there and listen to him for 30 minutes doesn't mean I don't love him. How about that?
Understood.
All right, guys. Have a great day.
You too, Ray. See you, bro.
Did we learn anything today? Anything at all? Other than more of the same crap?
More of the same.
Yeah, today was kind of a more of the same sort of day. I mean, we did learn about Mongolian throat singing.
That's pretty cool, actually. I'll go back and look at some more. Mongolia, honestly. Watching that documentary, it's amazing. Just amazing. In fact, I feel like I could go and nobody'd bother me.
Yeah, and
that
then,
opportunity still get a horse and that you're always offering me is still available.
Yeah. Hey, Eddie, get a horse.
Okay.
Go live in the mountains. Don't bother anybody for a while.
I'll do that right now.
How about a little taste? Let's see where this election's going. This is Brett Baer with Nate Silver. Let's see what they're throwing down
You never
last
look
night.
happy either, but
Brett
Joining
Baer?
us tonight
Yeah.
is Nate Silver, founder of 538 and author of the new book, On the Edge, The Art of Risking Everything. Nate,
On
good
the
evening.
Edge.
Great to see you. Congrats on the book. I want to talk about that in just a minute. But
Okay, the title and just seeing the guy does not.
No, they don't match at all.
On the edge.
On the edge of complete balding. That's all that guy's on the edge of.
It's reminding me of the one character in Rocco's Modern Life. I feel nervous. I feel nauseous. I feel nauseous.
we have some new polling out tonight that looks at a couple of things. One is the president's up 1 point, which is margin of error, but also extremely motivated to vote in the 2024 election. It's now tied 68-68 between Trump supporters and Democratic supporters, and best describes your presidential vote preference for my candidate against their opponent. And you see the breakdown: for my candidate 77, for Trump 63 for Harris. Polls are a snapshot at a time. You talk about this all the time. But where is the snapshot that you see right now in this race?
If you had the election tomorrow, which would be a strange thing to do, by the way, I think Harris would be a slight favorite. She's been ahead in most recent polling in the blue wall states, Pennsylvania, Wisconsin, Michigan, Georgia, North Carolina, Arizona, Nevada, all polling in the margin of error range. Look, this Fox News poll is pretty good for Trump. That'll help him a little bit when we update our model tomorrow. But you'd rather be Harris today. People should remember, though, two things. One, we have 3 more months to go. There will be more surprises. And two, the polls have been wrong before. In both of the last two general elections, they underestimated Trump.
Yeah, and what about that, the underestimating of Trump? Is it 2 points? Is it 3 points? Is it people going into the polling booth saying to their friends they haven't voted for Trump, but they really do?
You know, polling is difficult. The conceit is that you randomly dial people, but we don't really have like landlines anymore very much, right? People don't answer calls from strangers very much. So there's a lot of modeling, and sometimes models go wrong. You know, in 2022, there was not a Republican overperformance, a slight D1 in some of the Senate races instead. So our view is that the polling bias is unpredictable, but it could go in either direction, right? If Pennsylvania is, you know, Harris +2 on election day, it could be Trump wins by 2 or Harris wins by 6, et cetera.
Democratic consultant and legend, really, James Carville, was hitting Democrats early on in this changeover, saying you're getting too giddy. He sounded a little giddy today in recent days about this race. Take a listen.
Democrats have to win a popular vote by 2.5 to 3 million. So that's not that comes with a caveat. I'm not saying that she's going to win by 5 or he's going to win by 1.5, but I think that's the range that we're in right now.
He's saying it's more likely that she wins by 5 than he wins by 1.5. I mean, you buying that right now?
I don't know which side of that bet I'd take. I mean, look, Hillary Clinton won the popular vote by 2 points. I think Kamala Harris is probably a better candidate than Hillary Clinton. If you get into the 3-point range or something, that's a little bit worse than Biden 2020, a little bit better than Clinton 2016. So what the polls show now is not unreasonable. But, you know, the other factor here is I think Trump has been knocked off his campaign a little bit. They were underprepared for a change in the Democratic candidate. They have been, in my view, making some tactical mistakes, focusing on things like her race, for example, instead of immigration or the economy. So, you know, look, I think August is going to be a good month for Harris. Parties usually get a bounce after their convention, so you might see late August some really rough numbers for Trump. But September's a whole new month. It's a stretch run of the race. You have a debate, at least one, maybe multiple debates, and she'll have higher expectations than she has right now.
Yes, we will see too. And the convention, probably his conventional wisdom's right there.
Oh yeah, but there's going to be a lot of
anything could
protesting,
happen.
man.
3 months.
There's going to be a lot of protesting at the DNC. They're already setting that up. So
oh yeah,
we'll see.
Oh,
I don't think it's going to be a peaceful convention.
Let's go to line 1 real quick. You're on there. Who's this? Anybody there? Anybody at all?
Hey, Joey.
Hey.
Hey, it's Frank.
Hey, Frank.
Hey, I heard the story about the monks. Can I tell you a funny story which will hopefully end your day funny?
Okay.
Okay, you know who Roy Parks was?
Roy Parks.
Look him up. I mean, you'll find out who he was. So they'll make the story more real. So, I lived up north, and the Dalai Lama was there to speak at one of the colleges. I'm not going to name the college. But Roy Parks took him to lunch at a Chinese restaurant, of course. And here's the Dalai Lama. And they all wear silk. They wear real silk.
Mm-hmm.
And Roy, if you're looking at anything about Roy, he walks into the restaurant, pats the waitress on the butt and says, "Hello, darling." And all the people around the Dalai Lama go, and the Dalai Lama looks at, because he wore those glasses, he looked over there, Roy Parks, as rich as he was going to hell, and he knew it. I just wanted to end your day on a good story. That's true. That's absolutely true.
I love
it,
Frank.
Quick story. I'll tell you another quick story. Ringo Starr brought his daughter to go up because she was going to go to that school, and they told him how much it cost. You know, Ringo was poor.
Yeah,
and
he was
goes,
the poor Beatle.
Yeah. No, I don't think so. She can strip dance and go here. She wants to.
What?
Bye, Joey. Bye, Eddie.
Appreciate
See you, Frank.
No, that did end it on a happy
That
note.
was good.
Y'all stay tuned. Happy Hour with Greg Budell. He's next.
Broadcasting from the Riverside Chevrolet Master Control Center, this is WACV Cusana, News Talk 93.1 FM. When it's Chevy, it's Riverside.